Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport for round 7 and 8 here at the Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. The tricky circuit we have for you today. I am joined by Andy, who is having a few headset difficulties at the moment, so hopefully he can come back and join us. He is on the cameras. Hopefully he can join us during this tonight. But we should be in for a cracking race. We see one of the Porsches round at the start line. So welcome to us then here on this Wednesday evening, 8 PM. Hope everybody's well, hope everybody's doing well, especially based off the current government guidelines that have been set out to do with COVID-19 and the new rules being enforced, if you will. 9 drivers on the grid tonight. We hopefully will see 10. We hopefully will see Liam Gamer, who had a good debut last week on the Wednesday night. We hopefully will see him in for a session this tonight. Hopefully he can manage to get in and get some laps under his belt. We do have a new driver on the grid, Rabbit Joe, who's only just got the game a few days ago, I do believe. So new to the game, new to the sim racing world. There he is in the black and yellow Porsche. Has just collided with Cam there and into the wall he goes. So hopefully we'll see something from him tonight, and hopefully we'll see some magic results like Liam had last week. Let's hope he can pull out some absolute gems on circuit, but currently on board Cam. So in the server tonight we've got Cam, Welshie, Swimfin, Stealth Sloth, DJ Phil, Rabbit Joe the Newman, Alfie Deeks and Big Boy Brazier. No Ben Phelan due to poor internet connection. We also have no Aiden, was at a funeral today, so we wish you all the best, Aiden, and hopefully you'll be with us for next week. Also no McCurtis and Daniel Francis again, as we see Cam spinning on this section of the track. Who have we lost? We've lost a runner. Just trying to see who that is. We've actually lost Welshie. I hope he's not dropped his pad here while we've lost him. I really hope that's not the case, but we'll wait and see if he can get back on. But at the moment then, we know there's been problems with the PSN all day, so we're lucky to be running tonight. The night nearly did get postponed due to the fact that we are having problems with the PSN, but we're not. We're still going here then, and we're going strong for tonight's round. And I think we've got Andy. Evening.
Hello there. Evening, Matt. Good to be here. Glad I've finally got the charger issue sorted out. Basically, my controller charger, packed up tonight. Actually, it's been threatening to do so for a couple of weeks, but tonight it well and truly gave up the ghost. But thankfully, I had a bit of a rummage through my through one of my storage boxes, and out popped a micro USB. So happy days. Brilliant.
How are you? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm very good. Looking forward to seeing the Pro AM group for the first time. Actually, the last couple of weeks we've been watching the Pro lads strut their stuff. Last time out, Nürburgring. It's a fantastic race. It's going to be quite exciting to see how these lads get on though, and see if there are any hidden gems in the second tier here at SimPlay Motorsport. So a couple of names that I recognise, namely DJ Phil, who races regularly over at the other league.
So, yeah, down on your own Motive, isn't it? Down at Motive
Racing, that's it.
So yeah, how does DJ Phil do on a weekly basis or regular basis for you guys?
DJ Phil, he's a very consistent runner. He's always, he always turns up week in, week out, and scores some good points. Actually, he's set to be racing in our Tier 1 over in the Clio Cups next season. I believe he's also in Tier 1 for GT3, and I think touring cars as well. So,
brilliant!
Yeah, he's an all-round sort of top-tier runner.
Well, not only is he a top-tier runner, he's actually second in this championship at the moment. I'll just quickly run you through the runnings. Welshie leads after we saw a dramatic Nürburgring in this group last week, where Big Boy Brazier couldn't race, which will probably take his drop score. He's now dropped to 5th in the championship, but Welshie leads 3 points ahead of this man, DJ Phil. Stealth Sloth's 8 points back. Deeks is 9 points back in 4th, with Big Boy Brazier in 5th, 20 points off the lead. Alfie sits in 6th, 45 points back. Ben Phelan in 7th, who's not with us tonight. Swimfins sits in 8th, with Cam in 9th. Liam Gamer, who hopefully we can get in as well tonight, sits 10th, with Aidan Bennett 11th, can't be with us. McCurtis and Daniel Francis bringing up the rear. In the Teams Championship, it's MC Motorsport 49 points clear of Team DPR, with DJ Motorsport 3rd, Gusset and Trusset in 4th, ADA 3D Printing in 5th, TBT Motorsport 6th, and Teaming Freaks in 7th. Dean Wasocki in the chat. A good evening to you. Dean is at the hospital as his wife is expecting to give the birth of their 4th son. So hats off to you, buddy, and congratulations. You'll have to message me when that comes through.
Remember, last week we were talking about the possibility that could be any moment. So yeah, massive congratulations to Dean on that one. Is he going to be around tomorrow though? So soon after?
Yeah, I think Dean was saying that he may have to take this as his drop score this week, but we'll wait and see. I did get a message from him earlier saying that he might be there, but said he may have to take it as his drop score. But right now, DJ Phil currently sits on pole with a 2:33, 1.3 ahead of Big Boy Brazier. And they're the only times we've got in so far.
Those will be outlaps though, Matt, because I'm sort of expecting we'll probably be around the I'd say probably 2:22 sort of mark, 2:22, 23.
Yeah, 2:22, 2:23.
Yeah, I'll be expecting the pro guys to be probably dipping under the 2:20s. I saw Mazda's lap time actually the other day. I saw in the time trial over on the SimPlay Motorsport channel, and that looks like a pretty impressive time there. 2:19.4 I saw him clocking in. So that's the sort of standard that we'll be expecting tomorrow night. In terms of these lads at the moment, I will be very impressed if I do see those sort of times coming in. It would be...
I think Big Boy Brazier is one that will be one to get. Welsh is having a problem. It's kicking him. Again, the online championship server is not doing what we want them to do. It's kicking Welshie. So
do we want to...
Yeah, I think we're going to just set up another one with the problem. Yeah, I think we're going to get another one going. I'll sort one out now. So just bear with us for 2 seconds. We will get one sorted. PlayStation's had problems all day, Andy, and that Project Cars wants to...
That's the thing.
Do us no favours.
Well, the online championship system on Project Cars 2 is buggy enough without PlayStation Network also throwing their hat into the mix as well. So, unfortunately, just a few technical issues, guys. We'll be back very shortly for the qualifying session. I don't know if we're going to have a shortened session, maybe.
Yeah, we'll shorten the session.
But yeah, just a slightly trimmed down qualifying session to proceed. Race 1 of the evening. But yeah, stay tuned, guys, because I'm sure this is going to be an interesting night. I'm just obviously I'm doing a running commentary of what sort of lap times these guys are doing. It's not going to mean anything in terms of
he sits. Big Boy Brazier sits 5th at the moment, 20 points off the leaders.
Third in the standings. Cam is just coming into the... is 2:36 there, presumably some kind of error there going on that lap. Rabbit Joe is coming up to the bus stop.
New to the season is Rabbit Joe as well, so hopefully we see some good things from him. Obviously learning the game as well as oh, that didn't sound good.
Sorry, we just saw Big Tank Slapper as he came out of the bus stop chicane. Still goes P4 though. But yeah, definitely living life on the edge there. Obviously you guys can't see what I'm seeing at the moment, but I'm currently watching the final practice session. Well, come final practice session
pretty much
of the SimPlay Motorsport Pro AM series tonight here at Spa-Francorchamps. We'll be going live in a few moments time for the qualifying session. But yeah, currently Big Boy Brazier setting the pace at the moment on a 2:24, driving in the number 67 Lamborghini. Deke's currently sat in 2nd in the standings. He's got DJ Phil just up ahead of him on this lap at the moment. DJ Phil sporting the red and black number 78 McLaren.
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini, sorry, yeah. I was caught out by the livery there, Vodafone.
Everybody's in the Lamborghini, bar the 4 Porsche cars that will be on the grid or should be on the grid. Everybody's in a Lamborghini, so it's a bit of a one-class series. Everybody kind of went to pick the same thing apart from a few.
Yeah, the Tier 1 is pretty versatile, but seeing this one, it seems like everybody's gone for the same thing. So Big Boy Brazier has improved his lap time to a 2:20. That is pretty cracking, actually.
Big Boy Brazier should be, in all fairness, on a Thursday night, but can't race Thursday nights at the moment. Should be in the pro category, to be fair, because his pace is up there with some of the top pro guys.
Yeah, well, I can see that, mate. He's a complete mismatch for this at the moment, as it stands. Now, I'm sure that there'll be times coming in, and guys will be getting the hammer down as this qualifying, well gets underway, first of all. But currently, yeah, really setting a blistering pace at the moment. EJ Phil's brought it into the pits. I don't think he's going to be able to get out and do a lap before this qualifying session gets underway. Just experiencing a few server issues tonight. Obviously, some of you will be aware that PlayStation Network is down for a lot of us, so those of us who are in here are lucky enough not to have been plagued by the issues and bugs that have been occurring since the beginning of this afternoon. I'm just watching Rabbit Joe coming up towards the bus stop chicane now. He's got a very loose front bumper there. It looks like he's been on quite a mad one. Oh, as he clouts the tyre barriers there as he comes into the pits, but manages to keep his car pointing in the right direction. But he's coming into the pits there. We've got Cam currently on a lap at the moment. He's coming up towards Lacombe. He's currently sat 5th at the moment in this session, some considerable way off of the fastest time in the session being set by Big Boy Brazier. Del Sloth is currently sat in 7th place at the moment. Just a reminder to everybody watching live on the SimPlay Motorsport channel, this is currently a radio commentary, just keeping everybody up to date with what's going on in the final free practice session here for the GT3 Pro Am series. We will be underway for qualifying in a few moments time. Just a few issues, technical problems, along with the PlayStation Network deciding to have a day off today, so forgive us for that. We will be underway very shortly. Currently Stealth Sloth coming in towards the final couple of corners now, onto the brakes into the bus stop chicane. He was 28 seconds up on his personal best in the middle sector. That personal best was some considerable margin though off of the top time. See what Stealth Sloth does here as he comes over the line. He goes P2 with that one, but still a little way off of Big Boy Brazier at this point. He's coming over the line, goes P3 for the time being. DJ Phil still in the pits. I don't think he's going to get any more times before the end of this practice session. But Rabbit Joe currently out there at the moment, just coming down the hill towards turn 10. He gets very wide there on the entry, getting all over the grass, and goes wide in the mid part of the corner, gets the back end. Turn 10, we see Big Boy Brazier making his way through unscathed there, but guys, that was very close there to a collision between those two. Thankfully, they did keep it out of harm's way. Obviously, you guys didn't see it on the stream with this current system we've got at the moment. Unfortunately, I imagine you've probably got a pre-lobby screen on the stream.
You've got a redoing the online championship screen because it won't let me find the friends for the online lobby. So we're going to give this one more go, and if this doesn't work again, we will postpone the event and push it back a week, as I'm just setting it up now. Havoc. Well, we'd have to see the Pro Series and try it before we go ahead. We'd have to try and see if it worked before we went ahead with it. Yeah, right. So okay. So that's everybody that's in this lobby. You and me done. Rules all the same. That. Everything. Right. Okay. So a new invite will go out now. So a new invite's gone out now, so hopefully then we can get this sorted and underway and get everybody in. Right.
Failed to join. Session is full or no longer available. Looks like we might be having to postpone.
Right, let's try now. So the invites.
PRO AM series event tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll stay tuned on this one. We're not no confirmation on the postponement yet, but looking ominous at the moment because obviously we can't at the moment set up any lobbies.
Okay, we've got Liam in.
Okay, should be able to get in then.
Yep, I've just used the new invite that's just been sent. Okay, so we've got Liam in. We're just waiting now on.
Here we go.
Got Andy in, we've got Stove Slough in.
Brilliant stuff.
We've got Welsh in. So for everybody who is on the old server, hopefully we'll get the message and jump to this one. DJ Phil Green is in. So we're just waiting on Alfie Swimfin's Big Boy Brazier. Liam, Rabbit Joe, Cam. Qualifying has been shortened by 10 minutes, so hopefully.
Oh, did you add unorthodox?
Add what? Sorry.
Did you add unorthodox?
It won't let me add him on the PlayStation. Emo guys added me on the PlayStation, but he's not come on the list. So I have said to them guys that the space is on the Pro Grid tomorrow if they want to join, and the PlayStation's decided to resolve its issues.
Fair enough.
Because Emo guys added me from your guys' league, and it won't come on my list to add him to the online lobby. So I'm not 100% sure what he's going off. To be fair, it's.
Oh no! It's because he was peering offline. He's online now. No. He says.
Oh right. Let me. No, you see, because on the online lobby list, it don't matter who's online or offline.
I don't understand. Why did he appear offline when he's trying to join a log now?
Because I can't invite normally here from here.
No, I mean, why is he?
Oh, I don't know.
Appearing offline? That's what I mean. Like, if he's trying to join. Oh yeah. Oh. Just fell off the table and my microphone fell out.
Okay, so Rabbit Joe's in. We are waiting for Liam. Swimfins, Cam, Big Boy Brazier. Here is Big Boy Brazier, so we're just waiting for Cam now. Swimfins, Liam. And I believe that's it after that. Yeah, just Swimfins, Cam and Liam. Although we may... There's Deeks. Oh, I forgot about Deeks actually. Oh, Liam's in actually. There's Swimfins, so just waiting on Cam. So yeah, looks like him out there, but he's not. Yeah, he's trying to connect, look, but he's being kicked from the session. Let me just try... While we wait for Cam, let me try and add him now.
I don't think you can change the driver list once there's people in the lobby.
Oh, do you not? Ah, I've just seen if I can. No, he's not even on my list. I've only got 3 E's, and he's not on. 3 people beginning with E, and he's not there, unfortunately. So ignore the new invite. Ignore the new invite. We are just waiting on Cam. I'll message him.
All the mics just popped up as soon as you sent that.
Right, just 1 second. I'll just tell them. Ignore that new invite. Right, yeah. Okay, Cam has joined, so we are going to start now, and hopefully, touch wood, now we can get underway. Okay, so this time, hopefully, this time around, we're now going to be away for race one, for qualifying one, which I've shortened to 10 minutes. So hopefully here then we can be underway and get everything going. So apologies for the delays for those who are watching. Apologies for the delays to the drivers who are in the session now. But with the looks of things, touch wood, we're hopefully away for this pro group. So we will have to get, we'll try and get Emo Guy and the other one, I can't remember his name. Unorthodox in tomorrow. Unorthodox, sorry.
And to be fair, those guys are more than capable of fighting out in the top league in the Pro Series, so they'll probably be more suited to the Pro Series as well.
Yeah,
so it's important that those guys will be in that one.
We can tell you, if you follow the Facebook page on of SimPlay Motorsport, Mazda 917 is back. He will not be pulling out. He's not got to go onto the late shift at work, so he is staying in the this season.
That's really good news.
It's the best thing.
Yeah, he's ridiculously quick as Mazda. We've seen over the in the week he did that time trial lap, which I think you were commentating on live.
Yeah,
actually, and he's he's just got so much pace in that car.
Oh, believe it or not, that same day he went to about half a second quicker. Just got into the 218s. I mean,
well, that is ridiculously quick. Yeah, I've seen, because obviously in at Motive we had the GT3s at Spa.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was last season or the one before, but yeah, there were lap times which were I think in the low 219s, so 218s is pretty blisteringly quick. Whether or not he's going to be able to replicate that form tomorrow night, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, once the big occasion comes around, it's a very, very different story. But I reckon he'll be able to do. I reckon he'll be able to get close to it at least. Maybe 219s is probably solid pole position, I reckon.
I think he can. We'll have to see the likes of AH and Gary. Little Each, Shutty Apex is back with us tomorrow, so we'll have to see what kind of pace these guys have. Phil, who I said should miss the next 2 races due to work, unfortunately his partner has been in contact with someone with COVID, so he's managed to wangle 2 weeks off due to the government guidelines. So Phil will be with us after all, so we should be in for the full pro grid tomorrow. Nobody should be missing from tomorrow's race. So can the Sutty Send It master gain on Mazda? Can Gary keep his good form going with 2 back-to-back wins at Nürburgring last week? Will we see someone else come through the grid? Well, we should have a full grid, I say that. Obviously going back to Dean's baby, who may be here tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see.
The big question though, obviously with last week, are we expecting rain tomorrow for the Pro Series?
Well, the weather for the Pro is the same for today, so yes.
Right, in that case, I reckon Gary's got to be quite a good shot for tomorrow, because we saw last week in the wet he was just so dominant over the course of both races, especially when the rain came. He was dominant in the first part of the race one when it was wet. It wasn't quite pulling away by as much as it dried out. Mazda looked like he had some pretty solid pace, but was too far behind by the time it dried out. And then obviously in the race 2 he managed to get to the front before the rain came down, and then once the rain came down, Matt, he was gone. He was totally moved off.
And I think I commented on it in the stream last week. We said obviously with the Schumacher S's corner, I said Schumacher was a rain master, and Gary has driven a race that Schumacher would have done. He's just so dominant, just on a different level from every other driver, whether it was Mazda, Little Each, AH, Phil, whoever was in that session, just couldn't touch Gary, couldn't get near to Gary, couldn't touch Gary at all. So we'll see if he can continue that form tomorrow, as we're on board currently with Swimfins.
To me, it demonstrated meticulous preparation from him Oh,
you was not going to go side by side up El Rouge like that, and Cam may have to return that one to the pit lane. Yeah, that's not going anywhere fast with the damage he's got on that. In fact, he'll probably be better off returning that to the pit lane. That was one of the Porsches of either Liam or Rabbit Joe, but you're not going to go side by side up El Rouge, although that could be a manoeuvre we might see a bit of tonight, Andy.
Yeah, hopefully not. These guys hopefully learn the lesson from that. I believe it was Rabbit Joe, because Liam's coming through the bus stop now out onto the pit straight, so yeah, most likely Rabbit Joe. Yeah, hopefully these guys can keep it clean, and the first lap is probably going to be the point at which we're at most threat of that happening. But I think that probably this is just a case of these guys being on cold tyres, having just got out of the pit lane. So this shouldn't be something that we see during the race. These guys will be well aware of the fact that they are going to be in a close proximity coming into the first couple of corners, so fingers crossed we won't be seeing any impatience such as that. And
I will say that a lot of these lads in this server, Rabbit Joe, Liam Gamer, Stove Sloth, Cam, are all newbies to league racing, are all newbies to sim racing as well, so they're all really sort of learning their way as they go. Now, alright, I say that and Stove Sloth sits third in the championship, but they're all still newbies. Michael Matthews, aka Peaceful Explosion, in the chat says, no lap time set. We've had server problems, mate, as normal, so yeah. Oh, and I've just received a message from Dean Wisocki, who says it's nearly showtime, so with the sounds of it, his partner's about ready to give birth. So best of luck to you, Dean.
Congratulations again, Dean.
Yeah, congratulations on that one. Best of luck in that one. Maybe another sim racer for the future, seeing as that's the fourth lad of the household. 4 boys.
How does he cope?
I don't cope with 2, let alone 4. And one of them's only one of them's only comes on a weekend. As we see Big Boy Brazy do a 2:21.5 at the moment. Deeks has gone second with a 2:25.7. Stove Sloth in third place with a 2:26 dead. No one else had a lap time at the moment then. Stove Sloth and Welshie, I apologise, but due to the rush, Stove Sloth is running Welshie's livery with the green trim, and Welshie running the same livery but with the blue trim. So apologies for that. That's why Welshie, he'll probably blame it on the livery. That's why he's gone 4th at the moment and not any quicker. Either that or he. This Dean's actually just commented the stream saying he's got a 5-a-side team, him and his 4 sons. So there we go then. Team Wakasaki.
Where does the baby play?
Yeah, that's a good point. Where is the baby playing? Up front?
Centre mid? Can't put him in goal, can you?
No, you can't put him in goal. So Swimfins, Cam, Rabbit Joe, Alfie, DJ Phil and Liam not sat a lap time at the moment. If everybody was here, we'd have 14 cars on the Pro Am grid, but it's a shame that not everybody can turn up tonight.
Yeah, and obviously with the reserves taken into account, the other 2, we only have 16 cars. So.
Yeah, 16 cars. It would have been a fantastic grid. Would have been fantastic to watch. 11 on a Wednesday. Obviously, if Dean's not there, be 10 tomorrow night. But if the other 2 can get in tomorrow night, that'll prove for some excitement. That is for sure.
It's Dean saying that his newborn will be playing up front.
Yeah, I know his eldest actually plays for a team. Plays for an under 10s team in goal. So they've already got a goalkeeper.
Ah, okay, and that's all sorted then, pretty much. Dean
midfield. Dean, the solid midfielder, captain in the side, the Steven Gerrard of the team.
Solid man.
As we see Liam Gamer coming down the Kemmel Straight, I do believe it's called. He's currently sitting P5, 2:29. That's probably his best time I've seen him do in practice, and he's up on his time here. So really, say he's only had the game 2 weeks. He's just lost the rear into the chicane. I was just about to say he's only had the game 2 weeks. He's really started to pick it up. Just to let you know, Andy, Spa's got the corner with no name, hasn't it?
Coming up. No name.
Yeah, coming up in a minute. After this right-hander, it's the left-hander. After this one, isn't it? It's called the corner with no name, I do believe.
I wasn't aware of the name, so sounds like a good start.
From the F1, this is all I'm taking it from the F1 on telly. It's the corner with no name. That one Liam's just gone round. We've decided to name it the Sutty Sendit corner.
Sutty Sendit corner.
The Sutty Sendit corner.
So what I love to call it is that corner that I always hit the curve on the outside and end up spinning at.
Oh yeah, I've done that a few times this week with some of the lads. Yeah, I've done that a few times this week.
Yeah, I did this one a few weeks ago actually in another league, not my league and not this one, a completely different league. We did GTE race and it was an hour long. I spun that corner on the curb 4 times. Hit that curb on the way in 4 times. Yeah. No less than 4 times.
In the dry?
in the dry.
Oh, lovely. That's what you want to do, isn't it? As
No
we see,
excuses, poor performance.
Stealth Sloth has gone second there with a 2:25.1, and he's currently trying to get past Rabbit Joe, who's wide on the gravel as Stealth Sloth goes up the inside and loses the rear across track. Hopefully he can rejoin safely. Deeks a bit wide on the track limits. That'll be a slowdown there. The Pro-Ams, don't forget, do run with track limits on, so they will be warned a lot more. Oh, Deeks and Rabbit Joe having a bit of... As Deeks made a mistake. Yeah, I think he's got 100% damage on that rear. There's no rear spoiler. That tends to indicate 100% damage. Yeah, he's gone back into the pits. Alfie currently 7th. DJ Phil's not out-qualified Liam Gamer here, so good qualifying so far for Liam. Deeks up in P3. Welshie in P4 also in the pits. We've got 49 seconds left, so those who's in the pits aren't going to get a lap time in. Cam will get one more in, and he's going to set a time now and goes up into P6, so a solid qualifying so far for Cameron. Let's see if he can continue this form going into...
Oh, who's this?
That's Rabbit Joe again. Oh, he's having an absolute shocker. He's having an absolute nightmare. He's got to sort this out, surely.
Yeah, this event couldn't have gone any worse for him so far. He can't seem to keep that car out of the walls. All the wars, as we see people with Brazier, they're doing an even faster lap time. He's in the low 2 minutes.
2:20 dead. That's similar to what you'd imagine Mazda would be lapping.
Yeah,
there's actually Kaylee in the chat. Come on, Big Boy Brazier, with a few love hearts. I think, if I'm right, that's Jamie Brazier's his partner. So his partner's in watching, cheering him on tonight. Well, she'll be happy with what her man's delivered so far. 5 seconds quicker than anybody else on the track. That's outrageous.
He really should be in the top league here, Matt. He's considerably head and shoulders above the rest of the pack at the moment. I remember Big Boy Brazier, he was commenting last week, wasn't he? He was the one that
managed to commentate at Austria. On the pro group.
Yeah, he was commenting last week. I mean, on the
commenting on the chat. Yeah, commented on the stream. Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he was the one who made the joke about. He was saying, "Dean, it's James" or something like that. I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes. When we had to run the pit stop. So I think, was it Kieran it's James or something? Because Peaceful and Kieran was close on track, wasn't he? And I think he made that joke about that. Yeah, that was quite funny, to be fair. So Swimfins and Rabbit Joe are the only two who's not set a lap time at the minute. Stealth Sloth's got a bit quicker. The gap's down to 4.8 between him and Big Boy Brazier, but nothing that Big Boy Brazier needs to worry about. Stealth Sloth, in fact, looks like his lap time has been finished. That looks like it's the computer driving that car now. Oh, that's Rabbit Joe.
Joe's holding up Big Boy Brazier on his lap time there.
Slow and steady through. I don't think Jamie Brazier needs to worry about his lap time. I think he's got that one covered, but Rabbit Joe just trying to possibly learn the track a bit more. There's DJ Phil Green. He will possibly gain on Rabbit Joe as they come round. There's one at the chicane at the moment. No, it's not Stealth Sloth. Is that Cam or Swimfins at the chicane? Someone else is coming up to the chicane as well. No, Swimfins is done as well, so he didn't manage to get a lap time in. Cam's just came across. That'll possibly be a lap time invalid there. A bit wide on exit. Let's wait to see what happens here. Well, there's no improvement, so unfortunately for Cam. Liam's improved again to go back up to P6. What about DJ Phil now? Rabbit Joe's the only other car to finish. Can he get a lap time in? Let's wait and see. DJ Phil, though, looking to try and improve here. He needs to find a good chunk of time to gain on Deeks and Stealth Sloth. Comes into the chicane now. Takes the chicane nice and well there, and he's going to come down the start line. No lap time for Rabbit Joe, but here comes DJ Phil Green, and what time's he going to do here? We'll find out. We'll wait and see. Sooty Apex in the chat. Good evening, everyone. Let's see some Sooty Send It's trademark. Well, it's been classed as the Sooty Send It corner. You'll be pleased to hear, Sooty. But Jamie Brazier, Big Boy Brazier, aka, takes pole position from Stealth Sloth, who's on a good run of form at the moment. Is Stealth Sloth. Deeks comes in 3rd place, with Welshie DJ Phil Green taking 4th place. Welshie in 5th. Liam Gamer 6th. Cam 7th. Alfie 8th. And Swimfins and Rabbit Joe couldn't set a lap time. So let's wait to see what happens here then. But Jamie Brazier, 4th pole position for him of the season. Can anybody stop this man? We'll wait and see, as whoever is... It's not letting me ready up, so we're waiting for someone to ready. And we are ready now. So all 10 guys on the grid. This will be the time now to sort out your pitch strategies and to sort out anything. If you're Welshie, Please don't drop the pad like you did at the first race this season where you dropped out. But it's Big Boy Brazier on pole from Stealth Sloth. Look at that run down to turn 1, Andy. Stealth Sloth second place on the racing line, you'd say, as well, going into turn 1.
Yeah, it's a short run coming up to La Source here at Spa, so it's not going to be easy for these guys to get a run. They really do need to get a proper good jump off the line if they want to gain any positions. But then again, there is a hot spot on the inside. If you can, if you're alongside, then the pass is definitely on. But hopefully these guys aren't going to be too aggressive, because too many drivers going for moves into the first corner only spells trouble, as we know from the F1 a few years ago when Grosjean caused that mass pile up. I don't know if you remember that, Matt.
Yeah, I remember that.
Carnage, as you might remember. We're about to go racing here at Spa, and once lights out, and it looks like we are away. We are racing. It does look like in the end, it looks like actually we saw Deeks making a good start there off the line. Already got up ahead of Stealth. We've gone into turn 1. Looks like he gives Big Boy Razor a big bump up the backside there to come through, but it looks like Stealth is a little bit wide. He might have Cam looking up the inside. Cam's up to 4. We've got Alfie 5th, currently Liam Gamer, Swim Fins running in 7th place at the moment, but it's Big Boy Brazier holding on to his lead.
Oh, it's Mike.
Trying to hold off Stealth.
That's Stealth Sloth who just tucked him behind. Sorry, Andy, just tucked him behind. I thought he was going to try and squeeze up the inside up into turn 1. You see, Swimfin's good start for him up into P6 from the back of the grid, and he's all over the back of his teammate. Look at the slipstream as they come up the top of Radion, and now down the Kemmel straight. That's Rabbit Joe and Liam Gamer making contact with each other there, so that's not what they're wanting. And in fact, Rabbit Joe leans on. Who's that? That's Swimfins he's been lent on now. Really needs to. This will possibly be Stewart's inquiry early on, but a lot of bumping between the 4 Porsches, the only 4 Porsches on the grid, and they can't help each other get away. But Swimfin's from the back row of the grid up into P5. What has happened to Welshie? He sits down in 10th place at the moment. Now, I do know that Project Cars has an invisible wall at the bottom of Eau Rouge. You don't want to get too close to the pit wall, as that will mess your race up. There is an invisible wall. There is Alfie has to keep hold of the rear there, and his Rabbit is Liam Gamer going to look up the inside. No, he doesn't. Rabbit Joe a bit slow through the corner, and Alfie spins behind him. I'm not sure what has happened there, but Big Boy Brazier, Andy, leads by 3 seconds already.
Yeah, Big Boy Brazier is absolutely stamping down his advantage at the moment. We saw him qualifying 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack, and he's currently continuing that form at the moment. Deeks currently managing to hold off Stealth Sloth. We saw Stealth Sloth was started. I can't even say it.
Stealth Sloth.
Stealth Sloth is so hard to say when you're talking fast. But Stealth Sloth there, we saw him start on the front row, lost the position straight away off the line to Deeks. At the moment, he's now coming under heavy pressure from Cam due to a couple of mistakes that we saw coming into Stavolo just a few moments ago. So Stealth Sloth, I was going to call him Stealth. Stealth at risk of possibly losing his podium spot at the moment.
Indeed, he is.
Call him Stealth or Sloth? Which one?
Either way, I use Michael, which is his actual name some of the times.
Michael.
But yeah, no, he is coming under pressure from Cam. This is a brilliant start from Cam. Cam seems to have had a bit of bad luck in these first few races. He seems to get a good start, but then not be able to finish strong. He'll be wanting to finish strong here then, as he is gaining on Stealth Sloth, who is catching the back of Deeks, it looked like, through the chicane. Liam Gamer has passed DJ Phil, or has stayed in front of DJ Phil with the looks things on my timing screen. There's a gap between the lead at second, and then there's a gap between 4th to 5th, little battle between them 3, and then there's this hectic chain of Porsches and a Lamborghini in the middle between these 4 cars here, as DJ Phil's going to look up the inside on board Rabbit Joe. Does DJ Phil get it done on the brakes? Liam Gamer's gone a bit deep and wide. Stealth Sloth's gone even deeper and wider, so that will potentially give Liam Gamer the chance of a position here. They're never going to think of side by Eau Rouge. There is an invisible wall here, so watch out for that. If you get too close to it, will damage the car, and DJ Phil does get close to that invisible wall. I hit that myself in week, and I believe it's raining. It's raining.
Oh! Swimfins has lost the other top of Radion. He's facing the wrong way. Coming onto the Kemmel straight. He's going to lose lots and lots of time. That's a reset there as well as he gets it going. But he saw contact there with Liam and ends up in all sorts of problems now. Swimfins down to 8th place. Liam still managing to fend off DJ Phil and Rabbit Joe. But Matt, that is not going to be what Swimfins would have wanted. That is such a shame for him.
It is indeed. And what a start Swimfins had from the back row of the grid up into P5. But like you say, he cut the top of Eau Rouge here going over Radion, and just kind of, I wonder if with the rain, I wonder if it's damp. It doesn't look damp or greasy at the moment, but maybe he saw the rain and just maybe panicked himself a little bit. But either way, he made a mistake, had contact with Liam after that. Now got to get his head back on. Welshie though is that far behind, he's able to make an early pit stop. Now it's not raining heavy, Andy. I wouldn't say it's raining hard enough just yet. He possibly could have got away with the extra lap.
Definitely not, Matt. But this is Spa-Francorchamps. We know how quickly the weather can change here in the Ardennes countryside.
Indeed.
And especially the size of this track. It's over 7 kilometres, 4.5 miles. So there's certainly the chance that in one part of the circuit it could be bone dry, whilst in another it could be torrential rain and standing water. You just never know what's around the corner as you come around the middle sector here at Spa especially. So it's a bold choice by Welshie. I don't think it's going to pay off this early. Let's see what Big Boy Brazier does. He's staying out for another lap.
He's stayed out, yeah. So he's going to lap Welshie here. Now that's interesting because, like you say, it's a very long lap. It is starting to rain heavy. By the end of the lap, as Deke stays out as well, Stelsloff can't pit because Welshie's in the pits. This could play havoc with these guys who's not pitting at the moment. If the track gets wet towards the back end of the lap, it is starting to come down a bit heavier now. So let's just wait to see what happens here. Cam is in the pits. Now maybe that's a team decision then between Cam and Big Boy Brazier for Cam to pit first if Jamie Brazier feels that he can gain from this the wet race and take advantage of it. DJ Phil we see also in the pits. So is Liam Gamer. Well, she's still not away. Oh dear, what has happened? He's leaving the pit lane. Now he's lost a lot of time here. The championship leader having an absolute mare.
He only just completed the first lap, Matt.
Oh, this is terrible for him. I'm sure he'll blame the fact he's in the wrong colours, but either way, this is absolutely unbelievable. And unfortunately, he's going to be lapped by majority of the field. We have lost Rabbit Joe from this session, so he's not going to score any points in this one.
He's P5.
Oh no, he's P5. No, sorry, I didn't see that. He's P5. Damage on the rear, but it is P5. Alfie's up into 4th. Swimfins is in the pits. I didn't see Rabbit Joe's name on the list list of drivers there, but yeah, clearly I missed that. So Welshie out on track. Clearly the first man on the wet tyre then. What can he do from here as the top 6... No, the top 5 didn't pit. Cam is out the pits in 6th place. He's free. So let's see what Cam can gain on the wet tyre compared to anybody else who has stayed out on the dry tyre. Where's Jamie Brazier? He's 8 seconds up the road. Where's he on track? I don't know if we can get an onboard shot to see what the weather's like.
Coming into Stavelo. So
Phil,
he's coming in towards the last sector.
Yeah, he is. Phil says on the chat that front downforce the issue with Welshie. I reckon the Pro Am lads don't actually get to play with their downforce. Their setups are set to default. And Jamie, all default, and Jamie Brazier is still this quick compared to everybody else. It's frightening, really. But yeah, the track not looking too greasy, Andy, so staying out the extra lap has actually paid off for Big Boy Brazier here. It doesn't look like he's going to lose too much time to everybody else. We have lost a driver. Swimfins has retired and hasn't done the 75% race distance, so will score no points here then, unfortunately for him.
The race leader's coming into the pits to make his stop. It was a matter of when rather than if, and see if Deeks now follows suit. Track is starting to get a little bit, there is a bit of water standing now, so I'm sure that pretty much the whole field, I'll be very surprised if anyone does stay out and stick with the sticks for any longer. Stealth following suit as well. Alfie, having made his pit stop already, currently running in P4. Has he? No, I don't think he has actually. No, he hasn't. I do stand correct. Well, no one corrected me, I corrected myself, but Alfie looks like he's still got to cut in. Rabbit Joe, I think is the highest runner of those who pitting for the wets.
No, Rabbit Joe didn't pit. It was Cam who made the first pit stop. So,
oh yeah,
yeah, it was Cam who made the first pit stop. So let's see where he can come out in terms of everybody else. Look, well, Welshie was the first one to pit and has unlapped himself. But Big Boy Brazier leaving the pits now. So Swimfins doesn't score points. You need to get to the 10th lap to get full points here. So Swimfins will score nothing in this first race, unfortunately for him. But at the moment, it's Big Boy Brazier who leads. Deeks is coming out the pits. Big Boy Brazier's got such a lead here as well. Stealth Sloth in 4th. He's leaving the pits as well. Alfie's quite a way behind and hasn't pitted yet. Cam has passed Rabbit Joe on track, not in the pits. DJ Phil has just passed Liam for 8th as well. Stealth Sloth has gone full Dean Wasaki mode and his car is now hovering over the circuit like we have seen at like we saw at Silverstone with Dean Wasaki. So Liam Gamer then on the back of DJ Phil. These two have both pitted already, so it'll be interesting to see what these two can do as DJ Phil touches the brakes. And you need to kind of get the brakes. It's flat out around there in the dry, but in the wet it's a different story as they head down to the bus stop chicane. Oh, Rabbit Joe is very slow, and that was Welshie bouncing across the chicane, so I'm not sure what's gone off there. Rabbit Joe's pulled off to the side. Welshie's back in the pits again, so has Welshie had problems? Did they keep him on the dry tyre after that such a long pit stop? Or is it too bad a damage, I wonder, because he's not got no front front bumper on this Lamborghini. It looks very unusual with the front splitter still there though, but either way, Welsh having to make a second pit stop, and this is doing his championship no favours. The bonus is Swimfins has retired and he'll get points for 9th place, but it's only a handful of points. Rabbit Joe is in the pits as well.
Yeah, the team just adding salt to the wounds there for Welsh here. The pit stop time was bad enough, but the fact that they put the wrong tyres on just fully takes the cake, and I'm sure he's going to be absolutely...
He's just commented in the chat saying bloody awful with 2 frowning faces, so yeah.
And understandable as well. He came into this one leading the championship with everything to lose, and I don't know about you, Matt, but on my screen, on the race director's monitor, it would appear that Big Boy Brazier has figured out a way to levitate around this Spa-Francorchamps.
Oh no, it was Michael on my, it was Stove Slough on my screen that looked like he'd found a way to levitate. Big Boy Brazier's firmly on the ground, so I'm just watching
I'm just watching the broadcaster's monitor on the stream on the SimPlay Motorsport YouTube channel. It would appear that he does seem stuck to the tarmac, but on my screen for some reason he's
try the Stove Slough, because I do believe he was the one who was on it on my screen who was levitating. Yeah, that one's levitating on my screen. I don't know if you're able to see that on the channel when it changes. He's gone full. He's gone full DeLorean mode. He has.
He's bolted on mine. This is so strange.
That is weird. Weird. He's gone full DeLorean mode. We saw that happen to Dean Wysocki earlier at Silverstone, I believe. I mean, he was commentating on the Pro Group. Dean Wysocki come out the pits and he went full DeLorean mode. Had an upgrade. As Welch's pit stop this time round was nowhere near it was nowhere near as long as last time, as he is out the pits now, but he's 3 minutes 48 behind the leader. He's a minute 35 behind Rabbit Joe. Now Rabbit Joe on track I do believe is behind him, so if that is, yeah, Rabbit Joe is coming down the Camel Straight, so he's well behind him, but a minute 35 in front and could be on for a P8 finish so far. Alfie currently running in P7, Liam Gamer up into 6th place, DJ Phil running in a good 5th, but has Liam Gamer on the back of him, and Liam's not letting up here. He's really trying to charge down DJ Phil and trying to keep with him, as DJ Phil looks like he's got the chicane a bit wrong at the start, looks better on the exit, and on board Liam with his cracked windscreen and cracked driver's side window with a hole in it with the looks of that. Goes down the start straight and is trying to keep with DJ Phil. He's trying to keep up that pressure applied to DJ Phil. DJ Phil, as Andy said earlier, races with Motive Racing and is a very experienced driver, very consistent. He sits second in the championship and will want this race to go a bit better for him, as he knows he can gain on Welshie. The gap's only 3 points between him and Welshie, so he should inherit that place, but 5th place points isn't enough for him, but he's got a lot of time to make up to Cameron. But we are only on that 5 of 14, so still a long way to go in this race. Stealth Sloth within a couple of seconds of Deeks, 4 seconds it looks like to Deeks, then Cam kind of in no man's land on the road at the moment, as is Alfie, Rabbit Joe and Welshie. Here is Deeks, been solid as Deeks this season, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 1st and a 3rd. He managed to not connect in time, I think due to work for the Red Bull Ring, but every race his lowest finish is a 4th and his best finish is a win at the Nürburgring, so he's been absolutely solid this season, Andy.
Yeah, great stuff here from Deeks so far. Currently it's at P2, 17.5 seconds off of the race leader. He's got a little way back to Stealth Sloth at the moment. We saw obviously Deeks made that move coming into turn 1. He has not looked back since. It was essential that he made that move in hindsight, because he's clearly got a pace advantage over Stealth Sloth. Question is now whether or not he can keep up this sort of pace as the rain continues to fall. The standing water is going to build up, and it's going to boil down to who has done their homework on the track, who has practiced with these track conditions prior to the race, because then you'll know where the puddles are and what parts of the track to avoid. But at the moment, doing a fantastic job here in 2nd place.
It really is. I think that's Rabbit Joe. Yes, Rabbit Joe looks like he was all over the place out of turn 1. Hopefully he will move out the way of the blue flags. I mean, I think Deeks might want it done after El Rouge. I don't think he'll want him to move over on El Rouge. See how he does El Rouge. Oh, not too bad. It's a bit slow, but not too bad from old Rabbit Joe. The camera's glitching out on Swimfins as they come over Radion, so that's brilliant. And he does move out the way there for DJ Phil as the camera panned out. He did move out the way of Deeks there, of DJ Phil. He moved out the way of Deeks, apologies. Rabbit Joe has actually passed Alfie, as Alfie is in the pit lane. So he's gained an extra position here. Alfie leaving the pits now. He's got 1:07 to Welshie. So Welshie, you can see on the minimap the white dot just coming down towards the back end of the circuit, who's actually lost his bonnet again. So he's not the championship leader, struggling, Andy, in this race.
Yeah, he really is. And it's down to the 2 pit stops that he had to make, the first of which was considerably lengthier than he would have wanted or anticipated. So it's going to be that damage limitation, this race 1 here tonight. He'll be wanting to make sure that he reaches the cut-off point, which I believe 75% would be lap 11 here in this race. He needs to get to the end of lap 11 if he wants to score points and keep his opportunity to retain that championship lead when we leave this round. He'll need a good result in race 2 as well to achieve that. He goes very wide there because he comes on the exit of Blanchimont. So, and at this stage in the race, Welshie is he'll probably have given up the idea of catching up to any of the other guys. Obviously Alfie, 50 seconds up the road, it's now just a case of getting the car to the flag and completing the distance required to score points. So damage limitation in this race for Welshie. He can pick himself up and go again in race 2 coming up immediately after this one, following a brief qualifying session.
Indeed, he needs to get his head down for race 1, and he'll probably, like I say, the top 5 can't qualify, so he'll be able to qualify for that one and should hopefully pull out a good gap early on, you'd imagine. But at the moment, really struggling. 40 seconds he's got to find to Alfie. This man, 19 seconds behind Big Boy Brazy, but only 3.6 head of stealth off. Big puddle on the second part of the chicane. Deeks is absolutely driving brilliant. It looks, Andy, like it's lightening up a bit here at Spa. So
yeah,
maybe
the starting to ease off a little bit. I think the track is. Oh, sorry.
I think the track is starting to maybe dry a little bit. We might see 7 laps still to go, so there is time for the drivers to pit for the slick tyres if it obviously dries up enough for them to get on that tyre choice. But at the moment, Stealth Sloth doing a good job in 3rd place, being consistent as ever. The man who's kind of in no man's land, although has slightly been caught by DJ Phil, is Cameron. Was in no man's land for a bit, but DJ Phil's now only just under 19 seconds behind him, so plenty of time here for DJ Phil to try and get on the back of Cameron and get a top 4. He's not going to push for a podium. I don't think DJ Phil's too far off a podium, but only 19 seconds to Cam. Like I said about Cam earlier, he's struggled to get consistency. He started well, but never seems to end his race well. So this is something that Cam has now got to try and learn and take forward into the next set of races, as he'll really want to prove to everybody that he can do it and that he can be consistent and help his teammates score Constructors' points. They're struggling, 86 points off the leaders at the moment in the Constructors' Championship. So he'll really want to try and score big. Swiss Tony's joined and he's been disconnected. I'm not sure who Swiss Tony is, but he's tried to join and disconnect. Either way.
So Cam looks like he's, well, actually in the last sector or so he seems to have pulled out a second, because the gap was 19 seconds. It's now gone up to 20, but last time around DJ Phil was 4 seconds quicker than him, so obviously the average that time is very much in Phil's favour at this point. At a rate of 4 seconds a lap, he would theoretically close up to him by the end of lap 10. So DJ Phil on a charge at the moment. He'll be wanting to get that P4 and maintain his push in the championship. As you mentioned, sat P2 in the standings coming into this round. He's had a stellar season so far. Keeps himself consistently there or thereabouts in each and every single race, does DJ Phil, driving in the number 78 Lamborghini in the Vodafone livery, which I earlier mistook for a McLaren livery. but he's but yeah, he's doing a good job tonight, and it looks like he's now within 18 seconds of Cam, so whatever that mistake was that dropped him 21 seconds behind, he has dusted himself off and got on with it.
Yes, and oh, that's a bit of track limits. That's a bit of track limits indeed. Now, Andy, it stopped raining on my screen. I don't know about yourself, but it stopped raining on my screen. Are we going to see a dry line starting to appear with only at half race distance? Big Boy Brazy is on his 8th lap, but we could see maybe the soft tyre one. I'm not sure if it'll be the weather for the hards, depending on how quick it dries here, but we'll see who pulls the trigger on wet tyres. If you're Welshie, being 4 minutes 8 off the leader, would you gamble the slick tyre early? You've got nothing to lose.
If I'm Welshie at this point, yeah, 100%. The most that he can hope for in this one is it's the extra for fastest lap, because at this point I think I mean, saying that though, he is actually closing in on Alfie. He's now within 30 seconds. Alfie seems to be having a total nightmare in that Porsche. I don't know if he's gambled on staying on the slicks. No, he hasn't. He's got too much grip in the high-speed section. So Alfie's just having a total nightmare in this race.
I mean, Alfie's lap time last time round a 3:11. You know, that's near enough a minute slower than Big Boy Brazier. You know, it's only short by 45 seconds. Liam's gone into the pits. So is Liam pulling the trigger for slick tyres here? Now, this could be a gamble that could pay off. He's pulling the trigger. He's only about 10 seconds off the back of DJ Phil, but he's pulling the trigger. Now, is he going to put on slick tyres? If he does, this could be an absolute blinding move from Liam. And we could see him then inherit a place over DJ Phil if DJ Phil has to pit. Rabbit Joe currently on screen at the moment.
I don't know. I think that I know in certain sections of the track it's bone dry, like you can see here where Rabbit Joe is at the moment. The middle sector, there's no standing water. It's pretty much all dried out. But then you've got guys like Deeks coming through the last sector, and it is soaking wet still. The grip levels are going to be treacherous, and when Liam gets to this point in the lap, he's going to be all over the show. So I think it's a really bold move. He will be gaining hand over fist coming through that middle sector, but through this last sector, and especially the first couple of corners, it's a huge gamble. But then again, running in P6, he's not really too close to anyone before that. He's come out just behind.
That's Big Boy Brazier. He's just come out behind,
race leader. Yeah, he's just been lapped by Big Boy Brazier. So I suppose in a sense, he's just got to go for anything and try and make something work. But Liam Gamer,
Stealth Sloth's just pitted as well. So is that the DeLorean is in the pits? Has Liam either triggered something here, or does Stealth Sloth know something that we don't? Like, say the middle sector looks bone dry, but the back end and the beginning of the first sector still looks quite damp. So it's interesting to see these drivers making the move so early, but this could pay off them. Now Stealth Sloth has more to lose than what Liam did. Liam obviously gets to qualify in the next race. Stealth Sloth could lose a place to Cam and DJ Phil in all this. Cam's coming towards the bus stop chicane as we speak, so Stealth Sloth could definitely lose one place. I don't think he'll lose that to DJ Phil. He looks too far back in his lap, but will definitely lose that to Cam here. He's just going now, so yeah, he's going to lose a place to Cameron. But let's see then if Stealth Sloth can manage to get the pace on. We'll see what Liam's pace is as well. But I'm surprised Welshie out of that team didn't pull the trigger first, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised it wasn't Welshie. I mean, look at how Big Boy Brazier's gapped Liam, even on the wet. Even if Liam is on the slick tyre, he still can't keep with Big Boy Brazier. I'm surprised Welshie hasn't pulled the trigger yet. Like we said, you know, he's that far behind, or does he know that he's catching Alfie just for an extra place? Is it worth staying out on the wet tyre? But surely with we're on lap 9 of 14, surely them tyres are going to burn up.
I think he's got a good feeling for these conditions at the moment, and he's probably understanding of what's underneath him and knows that it's not the right time to change tyres just at the moment.
Oh, he's lost it! He's lost it coming through the final part of the circuit, and it's just not gone right for him tonight. I was about to comment that he's 2.7 seconds up at Sector 2, and he's binned one all on his own under no pressure, has just lost the rear, so I don't know what's gone wrong for him there. But he's having a nightmare so far. Alfie is now in the pit, so Welshie may inherit the place from Alfie. We'll wait and see. But oh, what a shock. He's very wide through there. He's probably kept his foot in there. That'll be a slowdown penalty, no doubt. We've not seen any time limit penalties at the moment, so good clean driving from them all. They've all respected the track limits or have slowed down, obviously due to what the stewards have said. And he's going into the pits. He's surely only pitting for slick tyres.
Got to be a head scratcher. I mean, I think he might have hit a puddle on the inside of the track. Maybe he got complacent as most of the track was drying out, and that last sector definitely catching him unawares. So Welshie, what's he got to lose really? He's closing in on Alfie. Alfie's just coming to the end of the pit lane now. He's just on the exit. So Welshie, I assume, probably emerge around 20 seconds behind him on the track. 7 laps left for both of these boys here in this race. They're almost... Welshie is a... Oh no, what's happened to Big Brazier?
Oh, he's lagging. Oh, big lag.
Oh no.
Oh, surely we're not going to lose Jamie Brazier. He's disconnected.
Oh, no. Oh my God.
He's only done 10 laps and he had to get to the 11th lap. He's disconnected due to lag. That is absolutely devastating. It means he'll be able to qualify for the second race. That's good news for Welsh. He'll know that Big Boy Brazier is disconnected. Oh, 3 races in a row. He's not finished then, Jamie Brazier. So Deeks has inherited the race lead here. He needed to do one more lap, did Jamie, before he could gain full points, but he's not going to score a single point here. Cam's now gone into the pits. Stealth Sloth has got second, did a 2:38.3, so not the quickest time on the dry tyres. Deeks is still on track on lap 10 then, so Deeks leads by 38 seconds. He probably has a pit stop in hand over Stealth Sloth if he feels it's time for the dry tyre. We'll wait and see, but this promotes DJ Phil to 4th, Cam to 3rd, Liam into 5th. In fact, Cam's just lost out to DJ Phil in the pits. So DJ Phil hasn't pitted, Deeks hasn't pitted for the dry tyre, Cam has, Liam has, Stealth Sloth has, Welshie and Alfie has, Rabbit Joe hasn't.
Oh, I feel so bad for Jamie Brazier right now. What must be going through his head? He had this race completely under control, was driving off, riding off into the sunset with this victory, and it has suddenly been snatched away from him. Deeks will be wondering what he's done right in this race in order to, well, he's been consistent, but his Christmas has well and truly come early, and he finds himself now 35 seconds in the race lead. Is he still on the wet tyres though, Matt?
He is still on the wet tyres. He's not re-pitted again. Deeks, DJ Phil and Rabbit Joe haven't re-pitted. Oh dear, Jamie, what has gone wrong there? So hopefully he can get back in for race 2. Obviously the invites will re-go out for race 2. Oh God, Jamie, it's not gone right for him, but Deeks must go to church on Sundays because the gods have really helped him out there, and I tell you what, that could inherit him the championship lead. Clearly feels that the track's still wet and he's staying out on the wet tyres. Them wet tyres must be taking a battering because it looks bone dry on board here, bar through the chicane. It looks absolutely brilliant out there. We'll check the lap times, just on a 2:31.5. So let's see what Stealth Sloth does this time around. But I tell you what, I can't get over it. We said it last week. I think it happened last week, didn't it? With Mazda, race 2 at Nürburgring, disconnected because it kept him. His pit stops didn't go right, and we felt we was gobsmacked then, and we are again now.
Yeah, and Jamie Brazier in the comments section saying he's going to smack that Wi-Fi box with a bat in a minute. Well, Jamie, wait until the race 2's done anyway. And I would advise investing in an Ethernet cable if you want any chances of winning online championships here on Project Cars 2, or in fact any racing game. They are a must-have if you want to have any chance in the point standings.
Oh, I cannot get over that. Rabbit Joe's in the pits.
Himself out of the window. So, Jamie Brazier, if anybody watching this stream lives with Jamie Brazier, please restrain Jamie, because we want him to be on the grid for race 2. We don't want him to have a couple of broken legs and be sidelined for the rest of the season.
It's funny you say that. All these guys are on the pad in this league. Everybody here is on the pad. Jamie Brazier did them times on the pad that you saw in qualifying, so that is impressive. I take my hat off to him. 219s, that's impressive. Actually, speaking of pad and wheels, big news about tomorrow night. Sooty Apex has finally blown off the cobwebs on his Thrustmaster T150 and he's racing on the wheel tomorrow night. He never races on the wheel, but he's found out that he's just as quick on that as he is on the pad, so he's going to get the wheel out apparently, so we'll wait and see. Oh no, apologies, yes, Swimfins is on the wheel. Swimfins owns a Fanatec, so he is on the wheel. Apologies for that one. Very posh. Only 2 drivers, I think, Mazda and Swimfins on the Fanatec, I say. But
Are you sure you're not too good for this, Swimfins?
Well,
you should be on iRacing or
yeah, PC racer, not a PS4 racer. But Rabbit Joe's just pitted, so DJ Phil and Deeks are the only 2 who haven't, and Stealth's off a lot quicker than Deeks last time round. Where is DJ Phil? 29 seconds off Stealth Sloth, but has Cam covered by 41 seconds, so that's good there. Liam Gamer has a lot of damage on that car and has Deeks coming behind him, so hopefully he stays out the way. Now will Deeks... Oh, and look at Deeks close on him under the braking zone there. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Contact. Oh, yeah, a lot of contact there.
Ultimately, Liam's still staying just a...
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Gets out of the way very dangerously there. Coming down the pit straight. Looked like he slammed on the brakes there as they came along, but ultimately Deeks managing to drive by without any further chaos.
So Deeks leads 24 seconds. That gap is tumbling down between himself and Stealth Sloth here. That was over 30 seconds last time round. Lap 12 or 14. It's a long lap, a 2.5 minute lap here. Deeks did a 2:34.7. What time did Stealth Sloth do? Let's have a look. A 2:25.3. So 9 seconds a lap with 3 laps remaining. That's doable.
25 seconds. Yeah, Stealth Sloth at the rate he's going at will be right on the chuff of Deeks as they come around the final sector on the final lap.
And let's not forget, Deeks is... Yeah, Deeks is, let's not forget as well, Andy, Deeks' tyres are only going to get worse from here.
That is very true, and obviously the grip will get better and better as the track dries out. So Stealth Sloth currently in the box seat here in this race for 20...
Oh, he's off! He's off!
Oh, he's hit the wall coming through radio, and he's going to have massive damage there to that car. That is... Oh, that's going to be a disaster there for Stealth Sloth.
Who's that? Oh, that's Alfie! That's Alfie upside down!
No.
Has Stealth Sloth caught Alfie in all of this? I'm not sure, but Alfie is upside down. The camera has gone through the floor. That's a new one. Alfie upside down will have to retire from this race, but Alfie's only done 10 laps, so unless Alfie has a reset button, will not finish neither. But what scenes here at Spa? I wonder if he'd ran wide and caught Alfie. Oh dear, Alfie's had a shocker. That's put Welshie up to P7, so maybe Welshie and Deeks go to the same church because he's gaining places hand over fist. Is Welshie with everybody disconnecting or on the roof while the cameraman's under the ground? They've obviously knocked him through the floor there. Oh, holy moly, I cannot get over the fact what's happening today. Drama all up and down this Pro-Am field at the moment. We've still got the second race to come and the pros to come tomorrow night, so keep tuned for that. I cannot get over this. Alfie, if he's not got a reset button, he's out the race and won't score any points, as he's not done 11 laps. Yeah.
Oh. You can assign one mid-race, I think, can't you? Or maybe you can't, actually. I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember if you can assign buttons during the race. But Alfie, if you go to driving controls and set a reset button, then you'll be able to score some points. Otherwise, it's all gone up in smoke. Poor Alfie.
Jamie's headed to his nearest church. He's just commented on the stream, so obviously trying to get a bit of luck as Deeks run wide at turn 1. The gap is down to 26 seconds. What time did a 2:34 dead did Deeks? What's Stealth Sloth's next time going to be? He's coming towards the final chicane now.
Damage, mate.
Oh yeah, he has, didn't he? He hit Alfie on that. Oh, he hit something. Whether he hit Alfie, I'm not sure, but oh dear, yeah. That's why he's 26 seconds. We was just on about as well how Deeks' tyres was going to go off, and he could be the man to... Oh, Alfie's back on his... Alfie's back on all fours and looked like he got in the way of Deeks a little bit there. But Alfie is back on all fours and only needs to do one more lap to complete... to score points and score 8th place points as well. Now then, Liam's in the pits. What's that for? Is that repairs?
Look at that car.
This is the new Porsche 911 that they're going to release soon, I do believe, as well. Battered and Bruised, it's called. Alfie, oh, what a shame.
Porsche 911.
Available at all good retailers.
Available at your local scrapyard.
Stealth Sloth then must be Stealth Sloth must be absolutely gutted as was gaining on Deeks so fast. In fact, look at that, he only actually lost 3 seconds to Deeks in that after all of that. Only lost 3 seconds to Deeks, but oh dear. I mean, he'll take a second place, but it's not the place he'd have wanted. He was fighting for that podium. Liam's still in the pits. Has he got enough of a gap to Rabbit Joe? Yeah, he's got 1:36 to Rabbit Joe. Plenty of time. Rabbit Joe only has 34 seconds to Welshie. So can Rabbit Joe keep ahead of Welshie as Deeks is going to come around and start the final lap? I cannot believe... Oh, he's round! Oh, Deeks has lost it! He's clipped the puddle on the inside of the corner and he's round. That's Welshie who's going to overtake him. Don't be fooled by the blue. I know I got the liveries wrong. That'll be sorted for next week. Don't you worry. But Deeks has spun and the gap's down to 18 seconds. Can Stealth Sloth reel him in? I'm sure, Andy, that it's due to A, he's hit them puddles, and B, them wet tyres have got to be on their last legs.
On a knife's edge at this point. He's been on these wet tyres for most of this race, and with the bone dry conditions now, they're going to be so hot. They're going to be... Oh, if they can get around one more lap, then he's a hell of a driver if he can nurse these around for one more time. Currently, Stealth Sloth coming around on the correct tyres, the slicks, but he has got some slight damage to the front end of that car. The question is, what is going to be more damaging at the moment? Is it going to be Deeks' worn wet tyres or Stealth Sloth's front bumper damage that you can clearly see visually on the stream at the moment?
Sorry, I just want to point out, I tell you what, Liam has had that bad a pit stop. Rabbit Joe and Welshie have both passed him. Welshie must have, I'll tell you now, him and Deeks have got to have gone to the same church because he's now running 6th. He's going to score 10 points in this race. That's possibly without fastest lap. He must have prayed to the gods that people have a bad one. Oh, Liam had a P5. It's now gone down to P7. If he's not careful, Alfie could get him here with such a bad damaged car. But Deeks on his last lap, the gap is 18.2 seconds. Can these wet tyres hang on till the end? Here comes Stealth Sloth up the El Rouge this time, hopefully praying that he's not going to hit anybody as he gets over the top of Radion.
I think the
don't see him this time.
Stealth Sloth's car is costing him more time than Deeks' wet tyres are costing him.
I agree.
Stealth Sloth is gaining absolutely nothing at all. You saw on the previous lap 2 minutes 33 from Stealth Sloth. I believe the one before that, but obviously you can't take into account Deeks' last lap because of the spin, but the one before that I think was around a 2 minute 34, so technically these two, I think, pretty much
nip and tuck.
Yeah, nip and tuck, exactly. Yeah.
In fact, Deeks has actually pulled out a bit of time. The gap was down in the 16-second area. It's now back up to 17.5 seconds. I think Deeks has played an absolute blinder by staying out on the slick tyres. Now, to get things moving quickly, we're going to skip the interviews today. We're going to just get straight back into the second race. But I'm sure Deeks will be absolutely thrilled to bits with this race. And Stealth Sloth will wish he had a better chance. DJ Phil's going to take a third place out of all of this. Been a bit quiet in this second half of the race. We've seen him in a fight with Liam Gamer early on, and he's managed to get past Cam. Cam will take a 4th, and I do believe that will equal his best finish. DJ Phil, let me just tell you how consistent he's been. A 3rd, a 2nd, a 4th, a 2nd, 2 4ths at the Nürburgring. Now back on the podium. He's done everything bar win a race. He's been absolutely fantastic this season in the Pro Am. Want to possibly step up into the Pro category for next season. But DJ Phil absolutely driving the bits out of his Vodafone Lamborghini. But here he is, here's the man. Deeks comes round the final corner here for the final time. Thank God this puddle's there, that'll cool his tyres down. But he's gonna take race 1. A flash of the lights from him. He wins it from pretty much second place, well back behind Jamie Brazier. He's done it there, a 2:35.8 he set. Stealth Sloth looks set to come home and take second place. That damage at the end, how much did that cost his race? But a second place nonetheless for him. 3 podiums in a row now for him, so he'll be absolutely chuffed to bits with that. DJ Phil looks like he's going to be set to take 4th. Alfie did retire and I think did do 11 laps. I think he did the extra lap to finish, so he gets 8th. DJ Phil Green's going to take 3rd place when he finishes here. Absolute carnage in race 1. We can only hope for a quality race 2.
Alfie's got to be gutted with that pit stop. Looks like the team couldn't get it fixed in time to get him out on the track, but what a job from DJ Phil. And like you said, he's taken his fair share of podiums so far this season. He's going to be taking another one here. He came into this round 2nd in the championship. I can't imagine he would have lost that. He might even, Matt, he might have the lead of the championship.
I do think he will have the lead of this championship. I genuinely do. So a 4th
championship leader, DJ Phil Green, with a fantastic podium finish here. Currently leading the pecking order here in this Pro Am series. Stay tuned.
I will confirm that when everybody has crossed the line. But yes, I do believe that he will inherit all the championship lead. As Cam looks like he's going to get set to take 4th place. I'm not sure who's that in front of Cam. Is that Welshie, Rabbit Joe, or Liam? I'm not quite sure. Sounds like it's Welsh. It sounds like it's the other Lamborghini. But either way, Cam will take 4th place. He'll take that solid result, matches his best from round 1 this year, and will take a 4th place there. Scored points for the team after his teammate retired from the race. Rabbit Joe is going to come home on his debut and take 5th place. So hats off to him. Good little race for him. He's had a few problems, but is ultimately going to take a 5th place. Good result. And the man, who I tell you what, must owe some people a bit of money if he's paid people to take people off in this race or disconnect. 6th place for Welshie. I know it's not the championship lead, but either way, points no matter what. 10 points. Let's see who gets the fastest lap then, and that will go to to Deeks. Sorry, so Deeks claims the fastest lap as well. I think Deeks actually might inherit the championship lead, not DJ Phil, but I'll double check that for you now as we get ready. And there you see the podium.
Yeah, Deeks be deserving the championship lead. He drove a fantastic race, and it was a very bold decision to stay out on those wet tyres.
Yeah.
The question will always be whether or not Stealth Sloth would have been able to reel him in had he not had that contact with the wall on the exit of Radion coming out onto the Camel Straight. Regardless of the what ifs, it's Deeks who made that decision, and he gets the rewards for it. It's well and truly paid off, that decision, and Stealth Sloth, I'm sure, will be willing to go again here in race 2. DJ Phil completing the podium. We saw Cam having a bit of a lonely one in 4th. Rabbit Joe, after a turbulent twists and turns in that race, P5. We see Welshie, championship leader, coming into this round. He would have lost that lead to either Deeks or DJ Phil. We're not sure which one of those two inherits that top spot, but Welshie there, P6, after making 2 pit stops in the early laps. Liam Gamer finishes in 7th place. Alfie didn't complete the race distance by the looks of it. 75% race distance, got to the end of lap 10, so it looks like he just misses out on some points.
That's a shame. So I could give you the championship standings right now. Deeks leads the championship 5 points ahead of DJ Phil Green and Stealth Sloth, 7 points ahead of Welshie. So these 4 so tight in the championship pecking order. It's unbelievable. Big Boy Brazy was dropped to 37 points behind now the leaders. Alfie 54 points off that in 6th. Ben Phelan, who's not with us tonight, in 7th. Cam in 8th. He's moved up above Swimfins into 8th place. Swimfins is 9th after not scoring points. Liam Gamer sits 10th, only a point behind Swimfins, so a good night for him, gaining points. Aidan Bennett, who can't be with us tonight, he sits 11th. Rabbit Joe 12th, McCurtis 13th, and Daniel Francis 14th. Then, as we just await everybody in, who are we waiting for? Big Boy Brazy's in, Swimfins is in, Stealth Sloth's in, Rabbit Joe, Liam Gamer, Welshie, Cam, Alfie. We are waiting on Deeks and DJ Phil, and then we'll be underway for race 2. Now don't forget, so Deeks, Stealth Sloth, DJ Phil, Cam, and who finished 5th? Rabbit Joe cannot qualify, in which I will just speak to the lads now about that. Okay lads, just to go through it. DJ Phil, Cam, Stealth Sloth, Rabbit Joe, and can someone tell Deeks when Deeks comes in, cannot qualify as they finished in the top 5. So I've just informed the lads here that who can and cannot qualify. We are just waiting for Deeks now.
Big welcome to the 16 people watching live on the YouTube stream here for SimPlay Motorsport. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to drop a like on this video. We've got 16 people watching, 2 likes at the moment, so let's do our best, try and get that to 16 likes, 17 likes if we can, please guys. Please drop a like on this video if you do enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of the same action. Every Wednesday and Thursday, some GT3 action. You're watching the Pro AM series tonight. Tomorrow will be the Pro Lads, the Big Boy League here at SimPlay Motorsport coming up. We saw an unbelievable event last week at the Nürburgring in some tricky conditions. Gary was the one who was on top in that one. Let's see if he can maintain the dominance that we saw last time out and continue where he left off in Germany, here in Belgium. But that's coming up tomorrow night. We've got race 2, the qualifying session, our second qualifying session of the evening. Big Boy Brazier should have taken a comfortable win in that one, but ultimately a disconnection, the Wi-Fi gods deciding to side against him, and Jamie Brazier in the end saying that he's planning on going to the nearest church as soon as possible in response to that. But I just think it's bad luck at the end of the day, and sometimes you need things to go your way in a championship. Ultimately Jamie Brazier's got to be gutted with that one, but stay tuned for this one coming up, guys. He will be able to qualify for this, actually, Matt.
Yeah, he will, indeed. Should be a pole position, you'd think.
You would think, yeah, he should be up there, but then again, you never know what might happen. And if he disconnects from the qualifying session, you know, then anything can happen. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, anything can happen here.
That's it. Also, if you want to get in touch with SimPlay Motorsport, if you just want to watch as a fan, go into the description. There's a link to the Facebook page. Follow that if you're just a fan and want to keep up to date with all the things that's happening. If you'd like to get in touch with us about joining SimPlay Motorsport for the league, for the GT3 leagues, there are still spaces available on the grid. Get in touch with the Facebook group. Hit the join button as we see that swim fin's bouncing over Raddy on there. Also, big shout out to Andy, who comes and he helps out here at SimPlay Motorsport. Does a fantastic job on commentary. I do believe he's joining me tomorrow night as well. Head over to motiveracing.com or join their Discord server for Motive Racing, which Andy is one of the owners of and runs. Do a fantastic job over there. I myself commentate on their Renault Clios and touring cars. Such a good run league, such a fantastic opportunity for new drivers to join as well. They've got so many good guys on their servers as well. So head over to their Discord server or to motiveracing.com, their brand new website, if you're interested in joining their leagues. But we're here for qualifying 2, and I think everybody's prediction in the chat and mine and yours in the commentary box is pretty much going to be Big Boy Brazier for pole position. Big Boy
Brazier, almost a dead cert, I would say. He's got to be odds on, I would say at least 10 to 1 on, if not maybe 20. He's what we saw earlier on, he would need something simply catastrophically wrong to occur if he was not to leave this qualifying session on the top spot. I want to also say, guys, if you do head over to Motive Racing, make sure before you do that to drop a like on this video and subscribe to SimPlay Motorsport before you do anything else. But yeah, Big Boy Brazier, 100% going to be a favourite. I'm sure Alfie will be out there with a point to prove. Also, Matt.
I was just about to say, I think the only person who I can really see challenging as much as Alfie's got a point to prove is Welshie. Welshie will want to get that pole position. He'll want to get on the front row. He had a poor race one, needs to get it done. Needs to get that job done and challenge Big Boy Brazier. He's got to leave it all on the track for sure. So I'm sure he'll be pushing all the way to challenge Big Boy Brazier, but it's hard to look past him at the moment.
It certainly is. So we've got 5 guys in this session, unable to set a qualifying lap. So Stealth Sloth, Cam, DJ Phil, Deeks, and
Rabbit Joe was meant to be the other one, but he's out there qualifying, so has clearly not got the message. He didn't set a qualifying time last time round, so
maybe he's just doing some practice.
Potentially, I know he's new to the game, so maybe just getting laps in. I can't see him.
The message.
Double
check.
Yeah. Either way.
Rabbit Joe 10, isn't it?
Rabbit Joe 10. Sutty's very talkative in the chat tonight between him and his teammate Phil, also in the chat. So good evening to both of you guys. Sutty back on the pro grid tomorrow night, I believe on the wheel, he has told me, and Mazda, so we'll see if that is true or not. But Sutty back tomorrow and he'll be back with a vengeance. He's had his drop score, he missed Nürburgring due to work. Now he's back for the rest of the season. He'll be wanting to gain on all them championship rivals near him. He's currently second from bottom in that one. So Sutty Apex is going to be a man on a mission. And can he get the job done at the Sutty Send It corner, which we've named tonight? See if he can get the job done there or not. We'll find
11,
out.
Guys. Left-hander just after the downhill turn. That is such a tricky one. But
that whole section's quite difficult. I don't know about you, Andy, but that whole section is... It's its own... Spa throws up so many different things. El Rouge is tough to get done as well. You've got the chicane after the Camel Straight, very hard. Then you've got the downhill section, which is tough. This corner can be hard because you can run so wide and gain track limits. It's a challenging track, is Spa, isn't it?
It's a real drive, yeah, absolutely. And it's a real driver's circuit as well. It's got a little bit of everything. It's very nice and flowing in the middle part. The first part is very technical, and you need a car that's quick in a straight line for the Camel Straight, but also one that's very intricately sorted out. Obviously, El Rouge being one of those very rare corners, in that if El Rouge wasn't at the angle that it was, being so steep and uphill, it wouldn't even be thought about. It would just be an easy flat out chicane.
Yeah.
But the fact that obviously the gradient of that corner, it just makes it such a challenge for the cars, and obviously the suspension needs to be set up absolutely bang on for the cars to be able to take that corner flat out. It is a real challenge to get right, not just in the car but also technically as well.
Yeah, so, indeed it does.
And the must-stop chicane as well. Oh, And we see you've got to be so careful coming through the bus stops, okay? As we saw there, because Rabbit Joe proving the theory that you can't really ride over those sausage curbs at all. No. They are lethal.
The rabbit hopping all over the place there.
Yeah, they are hot coals, those sausage curbs. We see Rabbit Joe getting a little bit loose onto the curb there on the exit of that source. Keeps it together though. I think that was an outlap there, the 2:38. Big Boy Brazier, once again though, throwing down the gauntlet, and it doesn't look like anybody. Yeah, no one on the same page as him at the moment.
I don't see anybody who can be. Like I said, I think we said Welsh could be a potential to get it there, but I don't see who's going to do this. Stovsoft will start last on track when Swimfins manages to post a time. Cam should start in 8th. DJ Phil will start in. Cam will start 9th. DJ Phil will start 8th. Who have we lost then? Who have we lost?
Oh.
Have we had a disconnection?
No,
we've lost Swimfins.
Swimfins, yeah. A disconnection again from Swimfins.
No points tonight from him. He's got a bit of time to get back in and get some, get a time set or get in the session.
Yeah, just got time to get in. It's pretty much.
If you load the track map, it'll be able to tell us if he's disconnected or has he just retired the car. No, he's disconnected. Look.
Yeah.
Now that's a strange one.
He's got 10 seconds to get in, Matt. The cut-off being 3 minutes on Project Cars 2.
2 minutes.
Once he gets to the 3-minute mark, is it 2? I thought it was
I'm sure it's 2 minutes. I'm sure it's the 2-minute mark is the cut-off.
Might have a little bit more time then to get in, but he's cutting it very fine at the moment. Is Swimfins, so he might not be able to take to the grid for this race 2 tonight here at Spa-Francorchamps, the Pro Am series here at SimPlay Motorsport. The Tier 2, effectively, essentially the second division, like the championship of SimPlay Motorsport. The Premier League coming up tomorrow night. That's the Pro Series. So be sure to join us for that one. That is the creme de la creme here at SimPlay Motorsport.
Who are you looking at?
I'm looking at Welshie.
No, I mean tomorrow. Who are you looking at?
Oh,
so I was going to let you. I stopped to let you finish saying what you was just saying, and then you come back to me. Who are you looking at? For pole position in race. Let's just talk purely race 1, where everybody can qualify. Who are you looking at for pole, and who are you looking at for the win in the race?
I'm going to go for Mazda for pole. He just seems to be. I can't imagine that anybody can match a 218. I'm happy to be proved wrong, and I'd love to be proved wrong. I'd love to see him have some competition. Now, obviously, with the rain that we're expecting in race 1, towards it's going to be falling pretty early on by what we've seen tonight. So I reckon that Gary's going to have a good chance in the race. I'm going for Mazda for pole, Gary for the win, and Mazda for fastest lap.
Oh,
Mazda fastest lap and pole, Gary for the win.
Yeah.
I'm going bold, going whole hog here.
I'm going to say Mazda for pole position. I'm going to say Mazda for pole position, and I'll agree with Mazda on fastest lap. But I'm going to say I'm going to chuck Little Leach in there for the win. I've seen Little Leach in testing compared to Gary, and Little Leach looks good in here, especially in that wet. The Porsche likes the greasy, slippery conditions, so I'm going to say Little Leach, Gary's teammate, over Gary himself.
Obviously, those two brothers as well, I believe, aren't they?
Yeah, brothers. So, Leach Motorsport. Swimfins is in, but I think it's too late.
Yeah, I think he is going to miss out there, unfortunately, for Swimfins. But yeah, I reckon those two are going to come into this one with a plan to try and topple Mazda if they can. Whether or not it's going to come off, we'll have to wait and see tomorrow night. But it's building up to be a fantastic event tomorrow night. Mazda's been showing so much pace in the build-up to it, but we know that Gary and Lil Leach have got something special in the wet, mainly Gary. But I'm sure he's going to be teaching his brother a couple of tricks to handle those wet conditions. Maybe, or I don't know. I don't know if that's
no, we'll have to wait and see.
Card close to his chest, or share a few of his secrets.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Dean Wasoki's back in the chat, so an evening to you, Dean. As Big Boy Brazy's gone even faster, a 2:20.3, 6.7 up the road from anybody else. As Swimfins has got back in. Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, I think it's this online championship. You can join.
Oh, is it different? Oh, that's brilliant. So Swimfins is in and looks like he's going to start P6. So that's right then for the grid. So brilliant to see Swimfins back in then. He's not going to get a qualifying lap in as his qualifying has now come to an end, but he's back in. That's the most important thing. But Big Boy Brazier still on a lap is flying. Is he going to be up as we see it set to 1? There is a car at the final chicane. Alfie's gone back into the pits, clearly struggling. He's half a second up on a 2:20.3. I hope Mazda's watching, because this could be something quite close to that.
Yeah, 100%. Dean Wasocki there in the comments section saying that his wife's waters have gone, so we're imminent now by the looks of it. Obviously Dean Wasocki's wife expecting a baby tonight. Congratulations to Dean, and great news for them.
Also, congratulations to Mazda and his partner. I know they're expecting the baby towards Christmas, so nice for Mazda as well, so big congratulations to them too. Gary's birthday tomorrow as well, Andy. Racing on the birthday, so can the birthday boy take a win? Will Mazda let him have a birthday present and maybe take a fastest lap or pole position? We'll wait and see.
Well, let's hope that he saves the drinks for after the race and doesn't get too fueled up beforehand, because that could technically compromise him once we go lights out. So yeah, hopefully he keeps it all in check until we've finished for the night.
100%.
Big boy racing lost a bit of time in the middle sector though.
That Bozzy boy, aka Liam Gamer, 2:28.6, so clearly happy with his pace. He seems to be getting quicker. Mazda is in the chat, so unfortunately, he says, unfortunately I won't, so we won't be giving Gary a birthday present. Oh dear. Absolutely.
He might be inadvertently, we don't know. It depends if he disconnects or crashes or something, I suppose. But
Mazda's got to make sure the pit crews sorted themselves out this week and they don't put the dry tyre on in the wet race 3 times.
Also got a comment coming in. I imagine I know who this is, Matthew. I'm sure you know who this is. Bethany Ann Duffin saying it can be hours before baby is here. Okay, just mentioned speaking to Dean Wasocki there, obviously in relation to his baby.
That's the wife. She's on the sofa behind me. It tuned in. She's got book in hand, which is unusual to see. Tuned in, phone on, headphones on, book in hand, chilling out
in the background.
Yeah, chilling out, enjoying the stream, enjoying the commentary. She's always here on a Thursday. Big Gary fan. She's more a fan of Gary than she is of me when I race. So, big Gary Leach fan. I've not actually seen Gary here tonight. It's a shame. Gary's normally here with us.
I noticed that on our stream in the V6s during that race. It was, come on Gary, and I was thinking like, come on, Matt's out on the track. You've got to be giving your other half some support, surely. Come on.
No support at all. But as expected then, Big Boy Brazier takes pole position from the man who we said was likely to rock up on the first row, Welshie. Liam Gamer, a 3rd place for him, a fantastic time. Rabbit Joe obviously not up to the rules and regulations, qualified 4th place. Swimfins didn't get a lap time in, unfortunately, and Alfie only managed 5th. But for Jamie Brazier, it's the result he wants so far. Now, let's hope and pray. We say this every time. Welshie, keep hold of your pad. You're in 2nd place at the minute, mate. Do not drop it and retire from the race like you did round 1. Keep hold of that pad. Now, it's a lot darker here in race 2. A lot darker early on.
Going to try conditions here at the start of this race. Not sure of have we got any word yet from the Met Office as to what the forecast is?
I think the forecast, I think they're predicting rain towards the end of the race, towards the mid to end of race. I think they're predicting a bit of rain. Or the Met Office.
At SimPlay Motorsport, we do not race at tracks which have dry conditions. We like to go to places that have got torrential rain here. So once again, continuing the theme of this season, and it's going to be spice things up at the end for sure. Especially, I'm sure that certain drivers will be pretty excited to that. Deeks, obviously the race winner from race 1, managed to keep those wet tyres going until the end. It's going to be the other way around this time around. So maybe he might try and stay on the slicks. Who's going to try and stay on the slicks as opposed to changing to the wets?
That's going to be the interesting one. That is going to be the interesting one for me. Is who's going to do what here? What strategy is going to be played here? Deeks obviously managed to set wet tyres, so knows how long the wet tyres can go for, so should be in a good seat heading into that first race. Dean Wasocki, I will be racing tomorrow night. Just focus on the misses. I appreciate you tuning in, mate, but you've got more important things to deal with at the moment, as we look like we're going to be ready here. Chris has managed to hold on to the pad, and all 10 drivers are going to be going. We have 4 lights. It's green, we're away at Spa for round 8 of the SimPlay Motorsport Pro AM GT3 Championship. And look at the start that Liam's got in the background, nudges the back of Big Boy Brazier. Not enough though to cause a spin. Liam looking racy, heading down into turn 1. That stuff's off in the background wide. In fact, Liam and Rabbit Joe, they're going to touch. They're leaning on each other. The teammates are touching. And Liam has forced his teammate into the wall. That is a poor stop for him. He rejoins. Who's that off? That's Alfie's had a spin on the straight. So it's all gone gone off. The Porsches again on lap 1 have had an absolute nightmare. But Big Boy Brazier and Welty have got away well. Cam's up into 3rd from by the back of the grid. Heck of a start from him. Liam down in 4th, has Deeks all over the back of him. 4th, 5th place. Stealth Sloth on the back of him as well. Rabbit Joe in the background, side by side with DJ Phil. Tucks in behind DJ Phil now. And look at Deeks having to defend there from Stealth Sloth as Liam.
He collects him. He collects Deeks, and it looks like there's a big collision there as they came through the corner. Deeks and Liam Gamer. Deeks had nowhere to go as they came through Lacombe. So Liam Gamer is now down to 7th place after an amazing start off the line. He had nowhere to go though. He couldn't make the most of what was an incredible getaway as they came towards La Source. He ended up staying P3, and now he's all the way down to 7th place. 9 seconds off the race leader, and we're only 9 corners into the race.
Yeah.
So, and we've already lost somebody from the race as well. Who is that?
Alfie's gone.
Like, Alfie.
Alfie's retired. So no points for Alfie then. In race 2 here, the first first retirement of the season of the session. Oh, just not the way they'd have wanted it to go here.
Deeks and DJ Phil. It looks like Deeks has just got past Phil and up into 5th place. So already recovering the time lost there with the collision that we saw just a few moments ago. But Deeks is going to be pretty disappointed with how this one's gone so far. He had that collision there coming through Lacombe, but at the end of the day it could be worse. He's still within 10 seconds of the leaders. He'll get the chance to close in on these guys, but Big Boy Brazier already stretching his legs out the front. He will be hoping and praying that his prayers are
his prayers are answered, let's hope.
Yeah.
He'll be touching every piece of wood in his bedroom. He'll have his fingers and toes and everything crossed while he's racing this to make sure that the internet doesn't disconnect. He had this lead last time, don't forget. And let's see what happens.
Let's see, we've got Cam with Stealth Sloth currently closing up onto the back of him. These guys separated by less than a second at this point. As we see Stealth Sloth clouting the wall there on the inside of the source.
It's not going. It's not going well at all. Just a few drivers struggling in this second race conditions. Deeks obviously no fault of his own. Liam had a half spin and caught Deeks as he was sort of round. Rabbit Joe then currently in 7th place out of swim fins. Deeks managing to hold off DJ Phil. Big Boy Brazier miles out in front. There is Welty in second. We're on board swim fins now. There is Rabbit Joe just in front. So can swim fins get the move done? His teammate has disconnected. Let me just tell you the classifications. Forgot to get this done in the mid-session break. Deeks leads the championship. Oh no, I did them. Sorry.
DJ Phil making a move here to the inside. Sorry, Matt, to cut you off there. Makes a move on the inside there of Deeks. DJ Phil looks like he's got it done there coming into Lacombe. Fantastic.
Deeks has tapped him.
Oh God, no.
Deeks has tapped the back of DJ Phil. There's a man in chat who'll know about all them send-it manoeuvres, but DJ Phil has been tapped round by Deeks. That'll probably go to the stewards. How unfortunate. Liam is in the pits. Deeks has tapped him round. Deeks normally one of the cleaner drivers on the field and just tapped him round there. How unfortunate.
Was it definitely contact there? I'm not sure.
It looked contact on my screen. Let's rewind the stream let's rewind the stream here and just have a quick look. We don't have obviously replays on Project Cars, but
we're just going to quickly review the replay, guys. You obviously will be seeing the live footage that we're showing just at the moment, but Matt's going to have a quick rewind and check it out for us. I thought
DJ Phil cleanly up the inside, and as Deeks under the brakes. Oh no, he's already started to lose it, and Deeks taps him as he's already got a slide. So it's kind of a 50-50, that one, in my opinion. DJ Phil's already started to lose the rear, and Deeks obviously trying to come through the corner as normal, has collected him as he's gone through, so not that bad.
In that one, he will argue that he was just taking his normal racing line, and Phil was basically parked on the corner due to the fact that he'd lost the car. So I think Deeks, from my point of view personally, I think he'll get away with that one. I don't think he had a whole load of options in that scenario, but I imagine DJ Phil will feel a little bit aggrieved. However, he's still running P6 at the moment. He's got a podium in the race 1. He just needs to get his head down and keep doing what he's doing, and DJ Phil is one of the best at doing that, blocking out the distractions, cracking on with it, focusing on the job at hand. He's more than capable of getting some good points here in this race.
Indeed he is. Liam Gamer has been in the pits for a very, very long time. Stealth Sloth has got past Cameron then, so a good manoeuvre done. And I'll tell you what, we've got a battle on here between MC Motorsport and Team Gusset and Trust It then, between Cam and Big Boy Brazier, Welshie and Stealth Sloth. Although Big Boy Brazier is well up the road from Welshie, MC Motorsport gaining even more points with Stelsloff getting through and looking for another podium today. With Deeks and DJ Phil currently running 5th and 6th, this does wonders for Stelsloff, Welshie and Big Boy Brazier. Cam in all of this could end up going above Ben Phelan. I'll try and get the constructors in now. MC Motorsport lead the way, 53 points ahead of Team DPR, Deeks and Ben Phelan. DJ Motorsport of DJ Phil Green and Aidan Bennett then sit 3rd place. Gusset and Trusset of Big Boy Brazier and Cam sit in 4th. AA 3D Printing of Alfie and Swimfin sit 5th. TBT Motorsport of Liam Gamer and Rabbit Joe sit in 6th. And Teaming Freaks of McCurtis and Daniel Francis sit in last place on 8 points. Not seen them since round 1 or round 2 of Silverstone this season. So MC Motorsport, clearly the team to watch at the moment, out front in the Constructors' Championship, sit 2nd and 3rd here on track. Big Boy Brazier looked like it to me there, Andy. He had a bit of lag. No. Is that lag? Is that lag? Surely he...
no.
This can't be another disconnection. Surely not. He's still going at the minute. We've got him back. We've got him back.
Just... No!
Oh, he's in the wall!
No.
It's lag again! Oh, what is happening here? Big Boy Brazier is hanging on.
Oh no, he's hanging by a thread right now. His internet connection is saying no, but his...
Oh, he's gone! He's gone!
Oh, dude, Big Boy Brazier from the lead of the race.
Again!
Twice in 2 races in a row. He's been leading the race. He's had the race at his mercy, and he's gone again. Big Boy Brazier is going to be absolutely gutted.
I cannot believe it. Again, the lag again. I cannot believe it, honestly.
Oh my god.
Which has now promoted this man into the lead, who had such a bad first race, is now leading. Stelsloff in 2nd again, and Cam is running 3rd. His teammate runs 3rd. Oh, so 4 races in a row, Jamie Brazier has now scored 0 points. 0 points. I cannot believe this. A lot of unlucky Jamie Brazier. Unlucky Jamie. No, says Phil. Mazda just went, come on, Welshie, you can win this. So no sympathy for Jamie there. Dean Wasocki says, unlucky Jamie, mate. But I tell you what, this has chucked this race then wide open, and any of the top 5 you think, when the rain comes, when the pit stops come, could win this race from here. Oh, it's been blown open, Andy. I cannot get over that again.
Yeah, so Welshie now inherits the lead. He might feel the pressure a little bit because he wasn't expecting to be given a Christmas present quite this early on. He's got a 3.5 second gap to Stelsloff at the moment. Stelsloff last time around actually took a bit of time out of Welshie though. 1.6 seconds. It looks like Stelsloff had a horrible run coming through looking.
Yeah, I was just about to say, while you're saying this, Andy, I think he made a mistake at the chicane there.
Yeah, he definitely did. He lost a bit of time. The gap had come down to 3.5 seconds. It's now up to 5. Sloth has got 3 seconds back to Cam in 3rd. This is the top 3 at the moment, the podium slot drivers, and Welshie's currently bossing it out the front. Obviously, he's been given this lead on a plate at this point, but Stelsloff very much keeping him within his sights and not letting him drive off into the distance just at this point. They got 5 seconds, so well and truly race on here. Lap 4 of this race, but Stelsloff has had a little bit of inconsistency, which has dropped him off of the race leader. Depends whether or not he's got the fight left in him to go and
he's wide again. Oh, he's very wide again there. He's got to be careful here. He can calm down a little bit. He's only his teammate, so I'm sure team orders will come into play if he's quicker than Welshie, and I'm sure Welshie will let him through if he is the faster driver. Oh, Jamie in chat, honestly, I'm fuming. I'm going to punch something now. Oh, mate, we feel for you. We absolutely feel sorry for you, buddy. Honestly, you cannot get over that.
If I was Jamie Brazier right now, my controller, the R2 buttons, the R2 and L2 buttons would have gone flying across the room.
Yeah.
I tell you that. The controller would have gone smack against the wall. The buttons would have probably been in
all
pieces.
Over the floor. The router out the window.
That's it.
Oh,
that's it.
That's a line, says Sutty. That was a line from Stelsloff, indeed, you're right. Welshie leads then. Stelsloff, few mistakes that last lap, 2.5 seconds slower than his teammate. Cam has inherited 3rd place. Deeks and DJ Phil quite close on track, still in a couple of seconds of each other. I'm wondering if Deeks is carrying a bit of damage on the front of his Lamborghini after the first lap incident. Rabbit Joe still ahead of Swimfins. They're in a close battle on track of Swimfins, just catching the gravel on the exit to the corner. All the Porsches run on the back of this field. It's a Lamborghini 1 to 5, Porsche 6 to 8. But Rabbit Joe doing an alright job here so far, lapping a 10th quicker than Swimfins last time round, and this could be a good little battle at the back of the field. We'll have to wait to see what happens here.
Yeah, Swimfins has had a bit of bad luck so far tonight. He's had a couple of disconnections in the turn one. That one certainly did not go his way, but he does appear to be keeping Rabbit Joe honest. We'll see what sort of times these guys are doing as they come over the line to complete lap 4. See if he's closed in a little bit. He's separated by a couple of seconds on the row. Rabbit Joe 2:41. Swimfin's a second quicker there, so he's definitely got the ascendancy. We see Rabbit Joe taking a very compromised run coming through La Source. So Swimfins could be eyeing up this P6 as he gets very wide there on the exit of the corner. That will not have helped his case in any way whatsoever.
And these two under... Yeah, I was about to say these two under no pressure from Liam Gamer, who's a lap down on everybody. In fact, yeah, he's just going to cross the line now to start lap 4. Everybody else on the 5th lap, so a lap down is Liam Gamer. So Swimfin's not under pressure from behind, he only has to focus on Rabbit Joe in front of him. So a good few battles developing on track between Deeks and DJ Phil and Rabbit Joe and Swimfins. But at the moment, the big story, Jamie Brazier disconnecting again. And unfortunately, scoring no points here tonight. Welshie and Stelfsloth inherit possibly another 1-2. They did it at race 2 last week at Nürburgring. Can they do it at race 2 here at Spa?
In the meantime, Welshie's extended his margin as well, almost 10 seconds back to his teammate now. So Welshie very much in control of this race, lapping the 2-minute 24s as opposed to Stelfsloth's 2-minute 27s. So he's coming over the line now, but he's definitely extending that gap. This is surely going to be in the low 2-minute 20s.
And I tell you what, this is good for Welshie. No practice this week. He's been away on holiday. He's managed to come back yesterday, work today, straight on tonight for the racing. So hats off to Welshie. Not a lot of practice and leads a race here at Spa. All through it, all right. Jamie Brazier is disconnected, but we're still running a good second place. And you've still got to get the laps in. And we know practice it can be hard around such a tricky circuit like Spa. DJ Phil has passed Deeks then. Deeks going into the pit lane.
So Deeks is potentially planning on staying on the slicks once the rain comes. I hope for his sake that he's done his homework on the
weather.
Conditions.
Yeah. I tell you what, Andy, this is going to throw it in the mix even more. Because if he hasn't, does he have a drive-through penalty?
You know what? I can't see a pit crew.
Has Deeks jumped the start?
No one's out in the pit lane. There's no.
Deeks has a drive-through penalty. Oh, so it's not a pit stop; it's a drive-through penalty. Oh, he jumped the start then. I don't
remember seeing anyone out of sync at the start, but clearly he must have jumped it and then got out of it, and then proceeded to go again once the rest of the field got going, which is the worst thing you can do when you jump the start. Honestly, the best thing to do in racing if you jump the start is just to crack on with it. Yeah, because you're going to get a penalty regardless. So gain as much time, limit the damage as much as you can. Just get going and leave the rest of the guys in your wake.
Yeah, that's it. Swimfins has passed Rabbit Joe, so he now runs 7th place. Deeks now down into 5th place. What this does do for the championship, with Deeks is the leader of the championship, this is going to turn it on its head. It's really going to turn it on its head. The top 4, Welshie, Stelfsloth, DJ Phil and Deeks, are all going to pull away from Jamie Brazier even more. Deeks running in 5th place. He's going to score obviously less points, so Welshie's going to outscore everybody. I tell you what, I wouldn't like to say who's going to be leading the championship come the end of this race then. At the moment, the sky's starting to look like they're filling with a bit of cloud as we're on board Deeks, and there is rain. Is that rain? If I'm seeing that right through the windscreen of Deeks' car, that is a few droplets of rain here.
Yeah, no drops on the actual Camry X. We're inside the car. Let's see if 100%. Yeah, you can see that there's a bit of definitely. So not quite time for the wet tyres at the moment, but I'm sure that some people will be taking a gamble. We see Welshie
straight
into the pit now.
Straight in there.
Yeah, so it looks. Yeah, it looks like anybody's coming to the pits is going to suffer now if they change to the slick tyres. Depends on whether or not.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
It depends on whether or not the guys who came into the pits actually changed onto the wets before the rain started coming down. Because anyone on the slicks will struggle with the rain coming pretty early on in this race. We're only halfway through, not even half distance at the moment. So Welshie and Cam both opting for a change. I think Stelfsloth.
Oh, we've lost DJ Phil!
Oh no! Oh no! DJ Phil disconnects here on lap 7 of the race. He was running in P5. until that point, but it's all gone up in smoke for him.
Oh, one of the
Lots of
championship contenders here. He's going to score no points in this race as we're only on lap 7. So DJ Phil will not score here in this second race, and only 5 points off of Deeks, but leading on track. Oh, Deeks back in the pit lane then. I tell you what, you couldn't make it up, could you?
No, terrible strategic call there from Deeks. We said as he was coming in that he would need to be keeping his strategy in mind. He would have been best off just changing to the wets, regardless of the dry track. You've only got to do a lap or two in dry conditions, and then you're going to be on the right tyres. But then again, I see the other side of it as well, Matt. At the end of the day, if you do a couple of laps in the dry on wet tyres, they're going to be absolutely shot before the rain even comes.
Indeed they are.
It's all gone wrong for Deeks, and in the end I think
Swimfins
not really his fault.
Is into the pits now as well. Rabbit Joe and Liam Gamer still to pit, unless Liam Gamer, who's already pitted, in fact, may have pitted for the wet tyre earlier, but surely he'll be burnt up by now. Also Stealth Sloth to pit, but DJ Phil disconnecting. There goes another championship contender. Oh dear, I can't believe it. Rabbit Joe has passed Swimfins. Liam Gamer's into the pits for the wet tyre then. We'll see if that was the right decision by Rabbit Joe, but Stealth Sloth should be coming round, you'd think, to pit this lap, in which case Welshie will inherit the race lead back, you'd imagine. Welshie gaining on Stealth Sloth, so is the track just getting a bit wet where Stealth Sloth's just taking it easy? Well, that gap's back up to 30 seconds. We're on board with Stealth Sloth, and it doesn't seem to be taking it easy at the moment. It's DJ Phil then, tied second place, 5 points off of Deeks, was beat in front of Deeks on this race at the moment, is now disconnected and will score no points, so he'll surely drop to 4th in the championship here. And
Stealth Sloth comes in. Yeah, 100%. I think DJ Phil is going to be pretty heartbroken with that one. His main thing this season has been consistency, and that consistency has been, that perfect record has been taken away from him through no fault of his own. And it's just one of those things that happen in sim racing. You put yourselves at the mercy of the Wi-Fi gods, and it looks like DJ Phil unfortunately has fallen foul of them on this particular occasion, so it will drop him down in the order. He was in contention, as you say, right near the sharp end of the standings, right with Welshie, and also
and Deeks and Stealth Sloth as well, yeah.
So all of those guys pretty close. The other 3 contenders still out on the track at the moment. They will have a chance to score some good points. Welshie lost a few points, finished 6th in the race 1. We've dropped a couple of points to those guys. Stealth Sloth.
Oh, this is going to be tight coming out the pits. Just looking at the track map, Cam's coming into turn 1. There he is. And he's going to be closer to... Oh, he's ran a bit wide, but he looks a bit closer to Stealth Sloth now than what he did before the pit stop. So this could be an interesting watch towards the end of this race then. We'll see if it dries up any at all. The rain is really coming down now. But it's Welshie from Stealth Sloth. Cam 3rd, so a good result for Cam. This will be his best result of the season if he can keep it there. Deeks out a minute 1 behind, so you'd imagine that a 3rd place is in the bag for Cam. Deeks in 4th, Rabbit Joe in 5th, Swimfins currently 6th place. Oh, and struggling. Have they changed the tyres on that car? We'll see. Liam Gamer struggling as well. Swimfins keeping out the way of Welshie there. Liam Gamer looked like he was slow.
Oh, Liam Gamer getting all sorts of out of shape there on the exit.
I wonder if they've changed Swimfins' tyres there, Andy, because he looked very, very slow and looked like he had no grip.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think we'll see coming through Stavilo. You don't have much grip through there.
This is Liam Gamer.
I think on the sticks. I think he's on the dry wets. Yeah, I think he's on the wets because seems to have enough grip.
His Swimfins on the wets is what I'm saying though. Is because he's struggling. We saw him off. He's cruising in that car. He's really cruising in that. I don't think he's on the wet tyre there, Andy. I think he's on the slick tyre. Deeks in the pits again. So what's happened to Deeks? This is the 3rd time he's in the pit lane. What has happened here? It's gone horribly wrong. He needed to catch Cam. He's not going to catch Cam now. That gap is slipping away even more. Maybe he was on the slick tyre as well. So maybe it's not changed tyre for a few drivers here. Oh, it's gone horribly wrong for Deeks today. Who's that coming past? That was a back marker. That was Liam Gamer unlapping himself there from Deeks. Rabbit Joe is coming round the track here. Rabbit Joe, could be on the back of Deeks before we know it here. Deeks being held. What is happening? Rabbit Joe coming to the chicane. So Rabbit Joe, he looks very slow as well. Is he on the right tyre?
Oh, he's got somebody.
No!
Rabbit Joe,
that's Welshie. That is Welshie.
The race leader's going to have damage now. So he's only got, oh my goodness me, stealth lock now within 5 seconds of the race leader. Can either of these guys stealth lock? And Cam
really on the back.
Well.
Right on the back here. This is absolutely fascinating at the minute. Welshie colliding with the back marker there. That's unbelievable. But Cam looking up the inside of Stealth Sloth.
Crucially though, Matt, Cam 4 seconds faster than the race leader. Welshie currently sat in 3rd place at the moment. Cam looking incredibly good here for a possible victory in this race 2 tonight here at Spa. He's absolutely on fire at the moment. He's going to be wanting to clear Stealth Sloth as quickly as he can if he's going to make progress here in this race. These guys coming through Radion now. He's too far back in the slipstream to go for a move unless he has some kind of future generational straight line speed. But at the moment it looks like these guys are closing in on the race leader. Currently less than 5 seconds to the race leader. What is going on?
Where's Cam gone? Where's Cam gone?
Damage.
I think he made a mistake coming through the chicane there, Andy, because he dropped well off the back of Stealth Sloth. Not too much.
He must have gone over the chicane to avoid losing too much time there. I think he went straight on over the sleeping policeman, but he's currently dropped a second behind Stealth Sloth at this point. Still within 6 seconds of the race leader Welshie at the moment, who's lapped Deeks.
Yeah. Swimfin's back in the pit, so that answers that question. Swimfin's was on the wrong tyre and has pitted again. So is Rabbit Joe, so is Deeks. Deeks looks like he's on the correct tyre now, though, so this is absolutely unbelievable at the moment. Oh, I can't get over today's racing. Rabbit Joe's gone to get in the pits. The leader's gone to lap him around the outside. They've made contact. Here comes Rabbit Joe out the pit lane now, ahead of Swimfin's. More importantly, Liam Gamer on the same lap as Swimfin's and as Rabbit Joe, so could gain a few positions himself here. Let's wait and see. But I tell you what, absolutely incredible stuff at the moment here at Spa in this round 8 of the Pro Am Championship here. The race going down to the wire. Stealth Sloth showing in his wet pace. So is Cam, though. In fact, they've sort of gapped each other a little. No, that gap stayed the same, but the gap's come down between them two and the leader. Gap down to 3.8 now as they break at the bus stop chicane. Welshie seems to be struggling in the wet conditions here compared to 2nd and 3rd.
100%. You can see there he seems to be in all sorts of compromised as he came through the bus stop chicane. He's struggling to shake off the back marker that he's just put a lap on here.
He might be better. He might be better off letting Deeks past him, and unlapping himself here.
Well, Deeks has got nothing to lose in this sense. Well, she's got everything to lose. Currently with the lead of this race, so gap now 3 seconds. Stealth Sloth is closing it in.
Stealth Sloth
chunks out of that.
4 seconds quicker last time round. Cam was 2 seconds quicker than the leader as well. So absolutely on it here are these guys. Sutty in the chat, send it. He says he loves a good send it manoeuvre. Does old Sutty? Jamie Brady said I could have won both races.
Good.
Indeed, he could have. What could have been for you, mate? But I'm sure you'll be back next week better and stronger for SimPlay Motorsport's first night race of the season around the Daytona road course. Night race qualifying and races for both Pro Am and the Pro Class. Yeah, I love that track. Brilliant. I'll tell you one car that I think is going to struggle around that track next week is the Acura of Dean and Monkey Boy in the Pro Class. Not 100%. Having the top end speed of the Lamborghini and the Porsche. It'll do alright on the infield, but the minute they hit the oval, it'll just struggle.
Yeah, it's going to be losing hand over fist. I think that the Merc AMG will probably be the strongest. Obviously, none of these Pro-Am guys sporting the Mercedes, but there are several of the lads in the Pro Series on the Thursday night, which is tomorrow. They'll be racing around Spa as we are tonight in that one, but next week at Daytona, I think the Mercedes are going to have the upper hand. It's going to be very difficult. Even the Lamborghinis lack a little bit of power, especially when there's so much speed on that circuit. You've got the high speed sections all around it. I think that the Mercedes is going to be dominant around there. I can't see anyone getting close to them at Daytona.
Peaceful Explosion could be the man to watch there then, or will it be Kieran Argent who could take the win? Welsh has just started to gap Deeks a little bit here, and Stealth has the gap sort of stayed at about 3.5 seconds. Cam can't seem to find his way. So is the track with the rain slowing down just coming back to Welsh a little bit here? Yeah, I'm wondering if Welsh is just now managing to get the gaps. Sutty says I'll have to show them where the Sutty Send It originated. It came from we was on Brands Hatch, India, I believe, and we was racing the GT4 Ginettas, and there was me, Little Leach, and Sutty. And basically, we've come out of Paddock Hill first corner, isn't it? Paddock Hill at Brands Hatch. Come out to Paddock Hill bend, down the hill up to Druids, and I'm side by side with Little Leach. We see Sutty in our mirrors, and out of nowhere, Sutty goes up the inside of me and Little Leach into Druids, and away he went. And that's where the Sutty Send It originates from. It was a lunge and a half, and he absolutely made it stick, and it was a fantastic manoeuvre. And hats off to Sutty. Welshie then, that was a line through Eau Rouge, definitely 4.5 seconds pulling away from his teammate now. So his teammate's not had the best of starts to this lap. In fact, he's pulling away quite quickly to Stealth Sloth.
He's actually, he's responded to the pressure.
Just seemed that he pulled quite a big... Oh, he's made a mistake there. Oh. Caught the sleeping policeman there, and that's not going to help him out at all. Stealth Sloth through quite cleanly. Stealth Sloth still quicker than Welshie by half a second on the last lap. Cam a second slower than the other two, so Cam just starting to lose a bit of time here as the track looks like it's drying, excuse me. Still a plenty of spray around, so surely the wet tyre will last until the end, but we'll wait and see. Deeks, although he's in this little battle with Welsh, he currently only runs P4. How he'd love to be battling with Welsh on track for the position. Phil in chat says the last clean manoeuvre that Sutty has ever made. Yeah, you're right there, Phil. But yeah, Deeks, I'm sure, would love to be in the battle with these front four here for position. That's a line from Welsh. They're very wide track limits, surely. Rabbit Joe currently 5th, Liam up in 6th after Swinfin's long pit stop. Everybody, the top 3 are on lap 11. Deeks a lap down, is on lap 10. So the top 3 are at full race distance. Swinfin's Liam and Rabbit Joe currently not at the moment. But we'll wait and see what happens come the end of the race, see if we have any more dramas, any more disconnections. Cam just falling off the back of this battle here, Andy.
Losing a little bit of time to Stealth Sloth, but Stealth Sloth's very much keeping Welshie the same gap that it was before. Then again, that could be somewhat down to Welshie's mistake coming through Lacombe chicane just after the Camel straight. Gap 3.5 seconds. Welshie still not managing to shake off Deeks. Now we know that Deeks has got pace around Spa. He took the victory in race 1 just a few minutes ago.
Was that another mistake from Welshie at the bus stop chicane? Yeah, he has indeed. Oh, Andy.
So he's going to be eyeing this one up now. Welshie seems to have the quicker pace, but he's just been unlapped there by Deeks. So this is not going to help Welshie at all. In fact, Stealth Sloth closing the gap to under 2 seconds now between P1 and 2. 3 laps left to go here at Spa-Francorchamps here for the SimPlay Motorsport Pro AM Series here in the GT3 class. This is well and truly race on now. Welshie has had control of this race since the unfortunate disconnection of Jamie Brazier, but he might find himself poised to lose this victory here that he's pretty much had in the bag since the beginning of the race.
One thing I've noticed here, Andy, all 4 Lamborghinis pulling over to the inside line of the track to cool their tyres down. This track is dry. Liam's just pitted. I wonder if Liam's going for a fastest lap by putting the dry tyre on.
Very possibly. We're seeing a couple of comments now. Obviously, guys picking up on this. The Sutty Apex there mentioning that the dry line is visible on the track in a moment.
Sutty's taking tips here, watching these Lamborghinis. I'm telling you now, Sutty's got his pen and paper out. He's jotting all this down for tomorrow night. But yeah, no, you're right. The track. Look at them. Look at Welshie offline.
Sorry, Jamie.
Welshie, everybody's offline. In fact, there, getting the tyres cool. In fact, Welshie's gapped Stealth Sloth a little bit more, and Cam is on the rear of Stealth Sloth, really looking interested in maybe making a manoeuvre here. Where are they as they come in the background? There's Stealth Sloth. They're offline quite a lot here. Welshie then. Any more mistakes from him and he's going to lose out. Cam may be the beneficiary here. He keeps closing the gap to Welshie. It's Stelzloff, who's off. He spins. No, he's managed to hold it. I thought he was going to lose the car there as he was rejoining, but he ran so wide there, did Stelzloff. He's managed to hang on to it. And I tell you what, Cam could be the man to take some more points here if Welshie and Stelzloff keep making mistakes. Cam is all over the back now of Stelzloff as they're coming round towards the bus stop chicane. What can Cam do here then? He's going to have a heck of a slipstream, a heck of a tow. Look at Stelzloff pulling offline to cool his wet tyres down. He's very wide. That's a line through the last bit. They're heading out towards the bus stop chicane here. I know what Sutty would do. He'd absolutely lunge one up the inside, but Cam thinks better of it.
Very late on the brakes there. Goes a bit deep into the bus stop chicane and might allow Cam to get a nice run out the corner, but in the end he just about does. Oh, as we see Cam getting onto the puddle there on the exit. That was inches away from if he had just gone a little bit more to the left there, he would have ended up in the barriers, but just about keeps pointing in our direction. Looks like, well, she's made another mistake here, Matt. 2 seconds.
Indeed, it does. And I tell you what, he's making so many mistakes here as well. She's Stelzloff making the slight error, and then you've just seen Cam make one there as well. All three making just little errors here. All these wet tyres burning up, and they're losing grip. You're seeing the drivers offline at every place. We know one man who can hold on to his wet tyres. That's the man who's a lap down in front of this trio. This could be a race to the line. Now, Liam has just done a 2:45 on his dry tyres, so we'll see if his lap times come down anymore. I presume it's a bit quicker than that because this track is bone dry. These wet tyres.
Second, separating the top two at the moment, though, Matt. Welshie currently clinging on by the skin of his teeth to Stelzloff at the moment. Stelzloff's lost a little bit of time there coming through.
Oh, we've lost Deeks. Deeks has had a spin in all of this, so he's cleared the way here. Look at Cam. He's really gaining on the back. Stelzloff's got his lights on, but he's got to watch out from behind. Cam is looking up the inside, looking. They're side by side as they head towards the Sutty Sendit corner. Cam has got the move done around the inside. What a manoeuvre, and these two are hunting down Welshie and the MC Motorsport lads making mistakes here. Cam could be in for a race win.
Question is now, can Cam close up onto the back of Welshie? Welshie, crucially, has now not got Deeks holding him up because Deeks has managed to pull away.
No, he span. He span coming through the chicane off the Kemmel straight.
Right, so actually this could play a factor then, because what if Deeks catches up to these three and starts trying to unlap himself on the last lap? Maybe that could derail the charge of these two, Cam and Stelzloff. Who knows what's going to happen here?
Oh, there's a car on! Cam span!
Oh!
Cam's off!
Oh no!
Oh, he's lost it! No. He was all within 7/10 of Welshie and a span from second place. He's gave the position back to Stelzloff, and I can't believe it. We're coming towards the last lap of this race, and Cam has binned it on his own coming towards the end of the lap. And he was really on a charge.
That one.
Yeah, he is.
He was voicing his support in the comments section, getting behind his man there, but it looks like it's all gone up in smoke for Cam. Now 8 seconds behind this man here, Welshie. 1.6 seconds separating Welshie and Stelzloff as these guys now come on to the final lap of the race. Has Stelzloff got anything left in the tank to try and pose a threat to Welshie here? Welshie has led this race since the unfortunate disconnection from Jamie Brazier. So, it's all onto this one now. This is it for all the marbles, ladies and gentlemen. Welshie currently leading this race, and looks like he's got this one in the bag.
2.2, he's pulled a bit of a gap out here, but let's not forget, the tyres are going to be screaming at them by now. It's bone dry. The tyres are going to be absolutely screaming their head off, saying, change me. There's not even a wet line off the line. Look, there's no spray on these cars. It might be slightly damp, so these wet tyres are going to go off like mad on this last lap. Who's going to watch him the best? The gap down to 1.5 seconds, and Stelzloff could really pressure his teammate. Do though the team call team orders and let it be a 1-2 Welshie Stelzloff, or will we see a multi-21 and team orders ignored from Stelzloff and pass Welshie? Let's wait and see. But I tell you what, back to back, a second 1-2 of the season for these pairs, so they've really raced well in this second race. Hats off to Cam. He pushed when the rain came, and just unfortunately towards the end his tyres may have gone off too much towards the end and he's lost it. He's still running P3 and will get third place, so hats off to him. Stelzloff though, the gap at 2 seconds. We're near enough halfway through this lap. Look at how wide he's running. There's no grip. He can't turn into the corner.
That's it.
Yeah,
no, that's it. That's it, race done. I think, well, she's just got to bring it home now. Stelstoff getting a little bit too wide there, coming through Braun. It usually wouldn't get punished too much for that, but due to the, obviously, off the track being still quite wet, obviously these guys haven't been running on that part of the track, so there hasn't been any spray being kicked up. There's no dry line on the outside of the corner, so unfortunately...
Oh, he's off again. Stelstoff's off again. He's wide. He's really struggling for grip. I tell you what, Cam would have easily got second.
Well, Cam also has made another mistake by the looks of it, Max. He's now 15 seconds behind the race leader, Welshie. So
I wonder if Cam and Stelstoff tyres have gone off and they're just struggling for grip.
Yeah, overheating, certainly.
Yeah.
As we're seeing Welshie coming up on the bus stop chicane now. He's driven a fantastic race. Got inherited the lead. A little bit lucky with Jamie Brazier's
disconnection.
Misfortune.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Welshie's going to take a very well-deserved victory here at Spa-Francorchamps here in the GT3 Pro AM Series as he gets all sorts of sideways out the last corner. Welshie is the winner here. What a victory. Fantastic drive from him. Holds off the charge from Stelstoff and Cam. Great racing there, Matt.
I tell you what, hats off to Cam. Get your votes in for driver of the day quickly now. Well, I'll get your opinion in a minute, Andy, but hats off to Cam. He drove fantastic there. He's going to hang on for his best finish of the season at P3, so well done to him. Deeks a lap down, but he'll finish 4th place and take good points in terms of the championship then. We just await Liam, Swimfins and Rabbit Joe. Swimfins has got Rabbit Joe again.
One thing about these top 3 guys, Welshie, Stelstoff and Cam, what an unbelievable job these guys did. Nobody else on the lead lap.
No, fantastic job. Deeks pitted 3 times. I've got 2 pit stops and a drive-through penalty. Liam pitted twice, Rabbit Joe pitted twice, Swimfins pitted twice. I can only imagine to put the dry tyre on. So these front 3, hats off to them. They did an absolute stellar job at keeping that tyre going till the end. And
they got the strategy bang on.
Yeah, Cam, absolutely brilliant from him. He drove his heart out. Get your votes in for a driver of the day very quickly. Andy, driver of the day for you, in your opinion?
Driver of the day across both races? Or
yeah, both races. No, both races. Both races in terms of both.
I would say driver of the day for me. I mean, it's difficult to say, but obviously, I think for me, I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? Obviously, with this one, I think probably Welshie, just for the fact that he bounced back. Obviously, he had a really difficult race in race 1. He actually managed to finish 6th in race 1. We forget about that because of the misfortune that he had at the start with the pit stops. But he's well and truly responded fantastically. Came into this round with the championship lead, and he's driven a blinder here in this race too. So I'll go for Welshie. Yeah,
I think I'm going to give it Stelstoff for his 2 second places today. He's been absolutely consistent, absolutely on the money. I think Deeks would have had it had he got a podium there. Cam, take nothing away from him, he's got a 3rd and a 4th today, so you know, potentially Cam, but for me, Stelstoff, he's been fantastic. I think driver of the day should have been Jamie Brazier, but obviously due to the poor disconnections, DJ Phil as well, had he carried on in race 2, would have been one for me. While we just look at the championship table, Welshie leads the championship now, 4 points ahead of his teammate Deeks in 3rd place, 6 points behind. DJ Phil Green has slipped 24 points off the leaders, and Big Boy Brazier 56 off the leaders. Rabbit Joe has now jumped ahead of Daniel Francis McCurtis and Aidan Bennett, and Swimfins and Liam Game are tied on points as well. Alfie stays 6th. Cam jumps over Ben Phelan and isn't far off the back. And MC Motorsport still lead the way in the Constructors' Championship then in the Pro Am. Just looking at the chat, Adam Kalp says Welshie. Stelstoff driver of the day for Sooty Apex. So we'll just keep these votes because looking at these votes, it looks like Stelstoff could win the vote of that. Andy, it's been a pleasure to have you here for the Pro Am, for obviously your first Pro Am experience. How was that one for you?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, and it's good to see that these guys are just as good at the racecraft as we saw with the Pro Series. It's a joy to watch, and some of these guys we will be seeing next season in the Pro Series. I think definitely Jamie Brazier is a bit of a mismatch in the dry conditions. We still don't know really what he would have done in the wet, because each time he's unfortunately fallen out of the lobby before we've really been able to see. So that's a real shame for him, and hopefully he can get something sorted out, maybe in the shape of an Ethernet cable or something. We'll have to wait and see on that one, but yeah, I'm absolutely gutted for Jamie Brazier. But yeah, really good night of racing tonight. Very impressed with the boys, and looking forward to next week at Daytona. Also can't wait for tomorrow night to see how the pro guys deal with this one. I'm looking forward to a good battle between Gary and Mazda, certainly.
Yeah, it's looking to shape up a good one. Andy will be with us tomorrow night. I just have to back up what you say there. An absolute cracking night of racing for Jamie Brazier. I just feel so sorry for him. He deserved 2 race wins tonight and didn't get them. And your heart goes out to him. But that's it.
Really does.
It does indeed. But that's it for tonight in the Pro-Am category. Join us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for the Pro Series, where hopefully the PlayStation will be sorted. And we may see 2 new runners on the track. But from all of us here at SimPlay Motorsport and from Andy as well, thank you and good night.
Good night.